Hello and welcome everyone. It is that magic time, that time we gather every Friday, or if you're in Asia, early Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is my time though. It's the Friday live stream featuring Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, the YouTube live stream that is not hosted by a sociopath, a narcissist, or a grifter. No, just simple, chill. Me is your host here, and we're not into woo-woos or weird things like that. We're into evidence-based information and critical thinking. And on these Friday live streams, as the title implies, ask a vegan anything. Not anything. Don't ask me like technical questions about the mechanics of how airplane engines work or something like that. No, something vegan related. Anything vegan related is fair game. So if you're a long-term vegan, a new vegan, or an aspiring vegan, you've come to the right place here. You've found a vegan who's been vegan since 2010, and once we combine in all the combined experience and wisdom and years of all our people in our live chat and our moderators, hey Uncle, hey Tracy, hey Peter, all three are here right now. Awesome. We have like literally like maybe centuries upon centuries of combined wisdom here. So you can come here and ask a question and hopefully get a good answer, at least, an answer that is based in experience and practical rational thought. So if you are a non-vegan watching, that's totally cool. I know a lot of people are non-vegan and like to watch us so strangely, and I'm totally cool with that. A lot of people are just kind of curious what vegans are all about. They think we're all in a weird cult. Oh, you can't really see my you can't see my I have to sit back a little further to make it evident that I'm in a cult. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people think we're in a cult, and we kind of are, since I have this t-shirt here. If you want to get one, the link's in the actually I'm not sure where the link is, but I think our Streamlabs bot will like chat it out in the live chat in a little bit. So if you want to become an official vegan cult member, go for it. I was going to say though, but if you're one of these people who are just not even vegan, but not vegan curious, but actually dislike vegans, might even say hate vegans, despise vegans, you despise me, just because of a simple personal choice I made that doesn't affect you, but nonetheless you hate me, come here and tell me why. Let me know why you're a bigot and hate me, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Or if you just want to debunk veganism, you think you have some great gotcha I've never heard before that just undermines and undoes the whole edifice of veganism, come here and let us know, and we'll examine it under the light of critical thinking and evidence-based information once again. So hello to everyone out here. I see we have a pretty full house already, and I didn't see any of your questions yet in the comments, but I saw when I popped on earlier that Foo is having a bad day. So I want to give a shout out to Foo Man Poo. And yes, we are doing our weekly cult meeting here. So yeah, I'm glad that we can take some of the stress out of your day by having a chill vegan live stream. So we'll see how it goes here. And we're almost done with our house repair stuff. It's still going on, believe it or not. There's just fixing odd little issues right now. So anyway, Angie has indicated to me she's expressing interest now in doing a Happy Fam only live stream now once the stuff's done. So hopefully next week she's talking about. So Peter, you've been asking about that. So Peter, a Happy Fam only live stream, particularly now that we have so many Happy Fam members now. Because I remember last week Sarah gifted a whole bunch, and do I have it up here? Who else gifted a whole bunch? No, I don't have it here. Who it was, but anyway, yeah, we have more Happy Fam members now, I think, than ever before. That's all the people with the green names and the badges next to their names. You guys get some special content like all these vlogs that Angie's been making. I'm telling you, you guys are the ones that have inspired her to start making vlogs again. She quit making vlogs for 3 years maybe. She's just over it, just tired of making a vlog, sharing our simple lives with the YouTube world, only to have like all these haters just come and tell us how old we are, or how sickly we look, or how our food looks disgusting, or how we look disgusting. We're so over that. So now these vlogs are for you guys, Happy Fam only. Yes, we premiere them for everyone to come and see in real time, but after that they're Happy Fam only. So if you haven't joined up yet, join. You can start like as little as like I think $1.99 a month and get pretty much all the perks of being a Happy Fam member, and you get that special warm warm, fuzzy feeling knowing that you're helping us keep it going here. Because you guys know, even though we have 208,000 subscribers last time I checked, we don't get a hell of a lot of views. Most of those subscribers haven't watched us probably since 2016 or 17 or something like that. But they still count, but we're technically still a small channel. Plugging on here. So anyway, guys, I will start looking at your comments more though. Even I'm kind of glancing at them as we go here. Did I see someone say they liked Angie's vlogs? That's AJ. Angie loves Angie's vlogs. Hello, AJ. Good day to you. Hope you're doing okay. Are you getting those crazy rains out there in your neck of the the Atlantic, Eastern, Northern area? I'm not sure what that's called. The New Englandish area, sort of. Okay, Tracy, yeah, Angie's actually making another vlog right now. I think she's finishing the editing right now of the home repair stuff I was just mentioning. Now, remember last Friday, the live stream was in serious jeopardy, like less than an hour before the live stream. Instead of sitting in here getting prepared, doing stuff, I was at Home Depot just getting some last minute stuff that our tile guys needed to finish the tile work in Angie's bathroom. So that's all done. It went down to the wire, but we got it. It looks beautiful. And if you're following us on social media, Angie's been sharing some of the photos. Unfortunately, the plumber has to come back and work on the other bathroom, the smaller one, the one known as my bathroom, the one we had work done on 2021, because that toilet was sinking and we had to replace the subfloor and the tile. Well, our plumber, when he was fixing Angie's sinking toilet, yeah, we had 2 sinking toilets at one time here, guys. What's up with that? Are we cursed? Anyway, when he was fixing Angie's plumbing, he saw whenever we flushed the other toilet, my toilet, he saw some water leaking out from the pipes there. So apparently, when my bathroom was fixed in 2021, they fixed the subfloor, they fixed the tile, but they didn't find the root cause of the plumbing problem, which caused all the aforementioned problems of the sinking floor and toilet. So anyway, fortunately, the flooring and everything's still fine. Nothing's damaged. We caught it early. But the plumber's going to come back and do some heavy-duty work tomorrow to give me the right... They got to remove the old cast iron plumbing that goes to the toilet, put in a new modern one, and set it all right. So yeah, it corroded through. It's old. This is an old house. I mean, I don't think the toilet was put in 1911, but it's an old house. That's when the house is from. So another big chunk of change going out again. So anyway, after that, we're going to chill for a little bit, do some little things here and there, but we want to take a break. We're tired of guys coming through every day. Just like yesterday's, the flooring guys had to come back, the ones that did the kitchen flooring, because they inadvertently broke our dishwasher. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to open it up. You know how you close the dishwasher? He somehow pulled weird and broke the handle and front faceplate right off. So fortunately, the part was orderable from Bosch, the dishwasher. We have a low-end one. Don't think we're all hoity. It's like the cheapest Bosch dishwasher. I got one because we stayed at a friend's house that had a Bosch, and I fell in love with it. I go, whenever I get a dishwasher, I'm going to get a Bosch. Anyway, not sponsored or anything like that. But anyway, fortunately, they ordered the part. They came back, and they put it in, and after a few tweaks, it's as good as new. So I don't want to get a new one. I mean, it's not that new. We got it, I think, in 2008 or 9 or something like that. I mean, it's about time to replace it maybe, but it's working perfectly, except for how we pulled the handle and faceplate off. Anyway, we got that fixed. Whew. So anyway, yeah, the plumber's coming tomorrow, and then we're going to take a little break. You know, maybe do little things. Like I said, Angie's tub could get reglazed because it's all kind of starting to crack a little bit. But these are little things that we can do later on, and we need to take a little breaks from all this stuffing. And fortunately, I've still been able to make some videos. Is it a haunted house, Graven? Sometimes it feels like it is, but I think it's just an old house. You know, like I said, 1911. You know, things go wrong. You have to upkeep it. And we knew we were like doing some deferred maintenance there. You know, by not fixing Angie's sinking toilet, we just turned the water off and didn't use it. Used mine. Our kitchen floor had been breaking for maybe 4 or 5 years. Little linoleum chips kept breaking off. Finally, bigger linoleum chunks breaking off. So we just had to finally bite the bullet and fix stuff up. So anyway, let's see what you guys are asking here. Enough of me rambling about my week, but it's been a weird week or so, guys. Ever since like the 4th of July or the day before the 4th of July, we had to move all this stuff out of the kitchen and get ready for the floors coming on July 5th. It's been a weird week. So, yeah, Peter, yeah, I saw that video you sent me, and We'll talk about that in a second, Peter, because I think I froze the frame where you said that celebrity chef jerk in Perth, Australia, seems to be grabbing maybe the neck of the protester you're talking about there. Trish, was that her name? But or Tash, was that her name? I forgot. My bad. But it's hard to tell from the angle because we'll look at it in a second. I have it all freeze framed right now. So we'll check it out. Tracy, you just bought a Bosch heat pump for the house. So quiet and efficient. Yeah, I'm loving the Bosch. That's one reason why we got it too. It's quiet. It does a good job. I saw to get a replacement, the low-end Bosch, which is, I believe, what we bought back in 2008. We're not like, fancy people. We don't get the $2,000 appliances or anything like that. I think it was like $550. So I think they would have had to pay for that since they broke it, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they just had to pay maybe $50 for a new faceplate and got it all handled. Uncle, lots of creaks and groans. What are you talking about, Uncle? Peter, corn is vegan. Yes. Yes, I see, because D. Novikov is, can we eat boiled corn every day? Why wouldn't you? If you're vegan, as you're asking, can vegans eat corn? Yeah, corn is vegan. Mr. Name again there, but why wouldn't we be able to eat corn? I'm just curious why you're asking. What is your concern? Let me know. Maybe you're thinking about something else I'm not thinking of. Yeah, corn is a plant. All plants are vegan. Okay, so Peter's saying Tash has been charged with disorderly conduct and the chef has been charged with assault. Wow. Well, from what I saw in the video, that does sound kind of about right. And I'm hoping assault is a more serious charge. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any legal types out here in the live stream chat right now? Let me know. Assault, I know laws are different in different countries, but it seems like assault should be a more serious offense than disorderly conduct. Let me know if you guys know that. But yeah, it was getting pretty out of hand. We'll watch some of that video that Peter forwarded me to in a second. We'll get to it later on today, I promise. It's up on the screen on one of my screens here. We'll look at it for sure. Anyway, both are misdemeanors. Is one more serious than another? Because I know not all misdemeanors are the same, just like not all felonies are the same. Is one like more like is serious? Like you could like go to get longer probation or jail or something. I don't know how it works out. Like again, I didn't study law. I could have. I studied philosophy. It's a great major to go into law, but I didn't want to get into debt like $100,000, $200,000. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I left college with just like maybe, I think, $10,000 of debt or something like that. Assault is a threat of violence? No, is that right, Uncle? I think assault... No, I think assault is actually you're doing something. There's I don't think it's a threat. I think there's actually some violence happening. Wow, Tosh Peterson, the protester in that whole fire restaurant thing, she's going to be speaking at Vegan Campout, the one in England? That's awesome. Was she always going to be speaking, or did they get her involved now that she's part of this whole like international story? Vian Moyman, in Western Australia, being banned from bars is a bigger punishment. Let's see. There's even going to be a Ferris wheel at Vegan Camp. Wow, they're getting fancy now. Damn. Sarah, you got a date tomorrow? Is it with that guy you're telling us about last Friday? The guy from the gym who asked you on a date and you said, no, I don't date. I said, don't call it a date then. Just go out and hang out or something. Don't even call it anything. Just call it going out with some dude from the gym, because why not? Is it that dude, Sarah? Yeah, dude from the gym. Awesome. Well, I helped inspire you to go for it, but you probably would have done it on your own. But anyway, I'm glad you told us about it, and we encouraged you not to, like, why not? Like, why not? What I shouldn't say what could go wrong, but why not, right? Graham, okay, Graham is saying assault is causing the fear of a harmful touching. Let's see. I don't know, Uncle. Maybe you were right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't profess to really know the law all that well or deeply. Okay, he wanted to go rafting, but that's too much for a first date. I agree. Just coffee. Yeah, just hang out and chat. When you're rafting, you're dealing with all the stuff of rafting, whatever it might, that might entail, So, yeah, just hang out and chat. Just see if you like him. Why go rafting with someone you don't even like? So, yeah, for all you know, he's going to be a complete freak, right? You never know. Go out and have coffee, see how it goes. And then if it's cool, then maybe consider going hiking or rafting, some kind of more bonding thing like that, right? Because that's what those kind of experiences in nature are. We're going to coffee, yeah, low risk, chill, easy. If it's going really terribly, you're not in the middle of nowhere, right? You can easily get out of it if you must, but you probably won't have to. I'm just saying, yeah, just make it chill and low stress as possible. I think coffee is a very just reasonable, logical first kind of not date thing. Let's see. Okay, Uncle says assault is causing fear. Okay. Thanks for looking this up for me right now. I'm kind of tied down right now, so thanks for looking this up. Battery is the act of causing physical harm. Huh. Peter, YouTube might get more popular now that there's there's been the writer's strike for the past couple months. Now the actors are on strike with them. So yeah, things get kind of messy out here in Hollywood land. Cave diving makes for a good first date. Yeah, sweet potato sister. Yeah, rafting is way too big for a first date. That's at least a third date, not even a second date. Yeah, but yeah, way too crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. Yeah, rafting. Yeah, cool. Nothing wrong with rafting. It's great, but you don't want to be trapped out in the middle of nowhere with someone and you're stuck on this weird rafting adventure you can't easily remove yourself from. It's just too crazy for a first date. Uncle, you watch YouTube more than TV. Yeah, I probably do too, between all the weird little things I watch throughout the day on YouTube. Song MLF, you hate Morningstar and others who use plant-based labels and include animal products. You got to be a label reader. I'm really pissed off at Morningstar Farms because I remember clearly Angie and I went to a natural products food expo, the thing that you see vegan zombie going to and stuff. This is like way before COVID. I want to say 2018 or something like that. They said they were in like a 1, maybe 2 year transition to get all their products vegan, like to remove all the little bit of whatever they might have, dairy or eggs or whatever, because they don't have meat, right? But to make everything vegan, they said just take them a little bit of time. And here we are, 2023, and it seems like whoever made that pledge is no longer with the company, or they just didn't believe in that anymore. So it sucks. I was really looking forward to seeing their breakfast links. I think there's some kind of egg in it or something like that. It's which is stupid. Like who are you making this for? It's like vegetarian. It's like, who's vegetarian anymore? That's like so old school. Oh, D. Novikov, you asked if we can eat boiled corn because it said the corn is GMO. Curious, when you said it said the corn is GMO, what said that? Because if you're saying like the label of the package, if you bought it in a package, usually it doesn't say GMO corn on there. It's usually not something that they want to like boast about. You don't go to like a 3-star Michelin restaurant. They say, hey, we got GMO corn on the menu. I'm just wondering what said your corn was GMO. But bottom line is, whether you're pro-GMO or anti-GMO, that's still vegan. So it's still let's see what vegan means. Make sure we're just not like just talking about different ideas of what vegan means. It has a very clear meaning. It's a very healthy diet according to health organizations from around the world. But what veganism means is it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Didn't say anything in here about GMO organisms not being considered vegan or anything like that. So it's there's, as long as there's no animal cruelty and exploitation, I don't think corn involves GMO corn involves any animal cruelty and exploitation. Oh, I forgot to hit the drink button. Thank you, AJ. My bad. Yeah, Vian Moyman. Yeah, who wants a veggie burger with animal products? Again, that would have been really cool. Seriously, in the 1980s, 1990s, hell yeah, that would have been so awesome. But in 2023, like, what's the market for that? Like, plant-based burgers with some egg in it? like that there's like, that's so time backwards. Anyway, yeah, Fu Manpu, I'm with you. I am definitely not a huge fan of your governor out there in Florida. Uncle, did I see Joey Carpstrong? You talking about Uncle? Talked to a couple of guys coming out of McDonald's. Was in London. He's very good. I haven't seen the last few of Joey's videos, be honest with you. But yeah, he's always great. I always enjoy watching Joey and Ed talk to people in the wild. Braxton Bryant. Hey HHV, what are your thoughts on the ethics of plant-based meat supposedly using animal cells? You're talking about lab-grown meat, right? To produce those plant-based meats. Curious as a vegan. So I want to make it clear, your question, Braxton, I'm interpreting it as lab-grown meat, because there's no cells when you're making a Beyond Burger or a black bean patty or something like that. You're talking about... I made a video about this back when the whole topic of lab-grown meat hit the news in the popular world, 2018, I want to say. And I'm not a scientist. I didn't major in biology. But I did learn from my making that video. There are at least, maybe more, there's 2 ways that the producers of lab-grown meat acquire the I don't know what I'm looking for to say. There's ways to do it that involve animal serum. That's it. There's ways to produce lab-grown meat that have some animal serum to get the process started. I don't know if they needed to renew it all the time or just start it once and you never use it again. And there's another method that does not require the use of animal serum. And I said really clearly in there, well, it's a no-brainer. Which one is like way more ethical? The one that didn't involve some kind of animal cruelty to be produced. So, from my limited understanding of lab-grown meat right now, first of all, I'm not going to eat it. I have no desire to eat meat. But secondly, if you're gonna do the research and see if it's the kind that was produced not using any animal product to get the process started. So as a vegan activist, that's where I stand. Yeah, I don't think the one that uses animal serum is free of animal cruelty and exploitation. But the one that doesn't use any, sounds completely free of animal cruelty and exploitation. But again, I wouldn't eat it anyway. I don't care. I have no desire to eat meat. It's not like some essential food or something like that. So I hope you like that answer there. What's that, AJ? Starbucks sells a Beyond Meat sausage breakfast sandwich, but with real cheese and eggs. Again, what are they thinking? Like, who wants to buy this? Like, vegans aren't going to buy it. They can't buy it, obviously. Does your meat eater want to have, like, a fake meat, but real cheese and eggs? It doesn't make any sense. They're making it for no one. It's a product these products, it seem like they're destined to fail. They just want to fail, the makers of these products. They want to say, hey, I told you no one in plant-based meat. Yeah, because you made it for no one. No one wants that. Cool, Braxton, you like the answer? Cool, I'm glad you approve. John Stephan, animal serum. I feel weird when I even say that. Again, I don't even understand what animal serum is. Again, I didn't major in biochemistry or biology or anything like that. Just recalling what I learned back when I made my original video on the topic. Let's see, Peter. There's always some idiot saying something about anything, right, Peter? There's a video that says the food pyramid is literally a lie and you should not eat grains and eat a bunch of saturated. Why? What's wrong with eating grains? Like my people, Asians, we've been eating grains for thousands of years. We're not all dying early with heart attacks and becoming super obese. Like, what's wrong with eating grains? Like, what's wrong with that? Yeah, maybe, Graham. Maybe it's made for people to think, oh, vegan is healthier. Well, not necessarily. Not if you're putting a bunch of cheese, like cow cheese, on your Beyond sausage patty, you know. But yeah, they're not thinking that vegan is an adjective, like a vegan burger. But vegan is really a noun. I am vegan. I am a person who's vegan. You sent me that the food pyramid. You sent me the food pyramid video, Peter. I guess I didn't check that one out yet. I kind of remember you sending that one weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. So I'll check that out. I have a whole backlog of great videos from Peter. Let's see. Graven, I'm not sure how the numbers are anymore, like comparing vegans to vegetarians. I just don't think vegetarians outnumber vegans anymore, because, I mean, really honest, guys, you tell me, how many vegetarians do you know of or meet in real life? I don't know really any, and if I do know any, they're old, like my age or older. They've been vegetarians since like 1980 or 90 or something like that, you know? They're kind of few and far between, like a dying breed of sorts. But yeah, vegans I meet all the time, but I hardly ever meet vegetarians unless they've been doing it for a long time. So I guess that's who those products are for. The real cheese on the Beyond sausage or burger or patty at Starbucks, and the Morningstar Farms products are old. These are for old school vegetarians from the 80s and 90s who are still doing it. Such a small demographic there. The Pood Pyramid. I got Mr. Pooh's name in there, huh? Telly Savalas, can I eat a hamburger on my birthday? Like, what kind of burger are you talking about, Telly Savalas? Are we talking about a Beyond or Impossible burger? Are we talking about a black bean patty burger? What are you talking about, Telly? I mean, I was hoping to eat something higher up in the quality chain than a burger, you know, than a Beyond burger. That's not like something I would consider celebration food, special occasion. I mean, a Beyond burger. I mean, should I just drink some crappy beer with it too? Like, is that what you think is like living? This is living, eating a Beyond burger on your birthday or something. I'm not laughing at you, but that's just kind of a weird fantasy there. Or are you asking me if I'm gonna eat dead animals on my birthday? Like, how would that be an appropriate way for me to celebrate my birthday, you know, like being authentic to myself? Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat a dead animal on my birthday. What are you getting at? Let's see. Bill dug up some stuff here in a 2018. Thanks, Bill Seabury. In a 2018 Gallup poll from the U.S., 5% of American adults identified as vegetarian. Like, I'm not disagreeing with this, and only 2% vegans. Like, where are they? How come I don't meet vegetarians? And how come I don't like see vegetarian restaurants? I mean, if I do, they're old, again, from the 80s and stuff. You know, there's a few. They're, you know, but weird. Anyway, what's that? AJ, and also you raise a good point. Yeah, casomorphine, the morphine-like compound, and dairy, and that's why people are vegetarians. They would love to give it up, but they can't because they have that addiction thing going on with the casomorphines. What's that, AJ? Your across the street neighbor, who is probably in her late 50s, early 60s, is vegetarian. See, confirming what I just asserted earlier. She didn't want to hear why vegan is kinder. At least you told her. That's cool. What'd you tell her? Did you tell her about the inherent cruelty in the production of eggs or dairy? And she didn't want to hear it? Probably because she can't give it up, you know? She probably would if she could. Do we still have that person talking about grains is bad, or was that Peter telling me about the food pyramid being upside down? Yeah, John, how can grains be bad? Most world regions had their own grain crop and flourished with it. Yeah, even now, I was talking about my people in Asia, but in the new world here, corn, quinoa. Yeah, I mean, if grains are so bad, how come like people flourished on grains and still eat grains no problem? So it looks like one of my moderators timed out this troll. So that's probably the grain troll, I guess. So anyway, thanks moderators for keeping it chill here. Yeah, if someone wants to come here and express their anti-vegan opinions, cool, totally fine. Ask me a question. Phrase the question very clearly and we'll analyze it. But if you're just here to, we'll ban you. This is not what it's about here. Here, let's look at the rules so we're all on the same page here. The Livestream rules. These are not some kind of hardcore Ron DeSantis, authoritarian, fascist kind of stuff. These are just basic rules of civility. As it says here, rule 1, just be civil. Come here. Don't attack me or anyone on the live stream. Don't harass us. Don't pull out your bigotry with your racism, sexism, ageism. Just try to, if you're all of that horrible stuff, try your best not to be that in the few little minutes here you're with us, okay? Just try to hold back your racism, sexism, bigotry, and ageism, and just try to be just try your best to be like a decent human just for a few moments. Also, no spamming or trolling. And if you're here to debunk veganism, just give us your best shot. One claim, one example, and don't keep throwing new ones out once you see your first example sucks. So just stick with it. Defend it as if your life depended on it. So these are the basic rules of being an anti-vegan in the live stream. Oops, I hit the wrong button, guys. My bad. Veganism debunked. Ryan hit the wrong button. I'm gonna hit the right button this time. Veganism debunked. Woo! Anyway, all good. It happens. You know, finger, buttons, wrong one. Veganism not debunked. So anyway, let's see. Herkel, I kind of remember Herkel before. Let me see your question here. Is it vegan to be Muslim? I don't know too much about Islam. And dispatch any mice you see and look forward to Jesus returning at the end times to slaughter all. I don't know, man. I have no clue, bro. I'm not going to touch that because I don't understand your question and I don't understand what it is referring to as far as elements of Islam. I know a little bit about Islam, but I don't know that much, so I am not really good to, like, you know, the person to talk about something I don't know jack about. I'm not gonna fake it or anything like that. I'll be honest with you. D. Novikov, I don't know. I've heard of weird things like that. In World War II, supply chains were disrupted in Europe. Not only Germany, but like Sweden, and was it Norway, one of the Scandinavian countries, and yeah, rates of certain diseases went down. I don't know. Who knows? It could just be they're eating less. It doesn't have to be less meat. It just could be eating less. I don't know. I'm not an epidemiologist. I don't study that stuff. We could speculate, but that's not what we do here in the Happy Healthy Vegan live stream. We discuss things that are within our field of knowledge. You might want to talk to like maybe Dr. Greger or something about that, because that's beyond my education. Herkel, so I don't know. You see, I know it's enough to not be compatible. I don't know if what you're saying is even true. I don't know, Herkel. I really don't know. Let me read what you said again, Herkel. It just went right past me. Is it vegan to be Muslim and dispatch any mice you see? What? I don't even know what that means. Dispatch any mice you see. Like what? So if you're Muslim, if you see a mouse, you have to dispatch it. What does dispatch mean? Does it mean kick it out? Or does it mean chop its head? I don't even understand your question. And look forward to Jesus returning at the end times to slaughter all pigs. Does that what it says in the Quran to dispatch? And what does dispatch mice mean? And then Jesus is coming to slaughter all. I don't know if it says that. I don't know if it's true. I don't even want to get into that. Okay, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no knowledge of that stuff. Sarah, we need a decoder ring for Hercule. Okay, it's not just me, right? I'm just being honest about my ignorance of finer points of the Islamic religion. I know some of the more big, broader points, but once we start drilling down stuff, I don't know. I don't want to comment on it because he used to be making up. I don't know. I'm not going down that road. Why would you expect someone who doesn't know jack crap about a topic to give you an opinion? I'm not that kind of person. Opinions like a-holes. Everyone's got them, but I'm not that kind of person. If I don't understand a topic, I'll be first to acknowledge my ignorance, my just not knowing what is going on in that field of study or knowledge, and not bullshit you with some kind of answer. It's like if people feel like they always have to have an opinion about any and everything, even if they know nothing. It's funny when I've seen Jimmy Kimmel do that on his show. Go out on the streets in front of his studio on Hollywood Boulevard and ask people. He'll just make something up. They'll say, "Hey, what do you think about that commercial where Brad Pitt kicked Jennifer Aniston in the knee?" They'll say, "Oh, that was a horrible commercial. I can't believe he did that. He should be reprimanded and lose money." They'll just make stuff up. People just make stuff up. I'm not that kind of person. Anyway, okay, thanks, Carl, for checking this out. I have met Islamic vegans before. They've come up to us and introduced themselves when we've been at VegFest and thank us for our content. So I know there's not an incompatibility inherently. They can do it. And as Carl says, there is a vegan Islamic organization. They say you can be vegan and Islamic. Thank you. That's who to talk to. Don't ask me, Hercule. Go chat with this this Islamic vegan organization who understands the facts about veganism and Islam on a much more deep, profound level than anything I can just BS you right now, because I don't know jack crap. Hey, V Lamb, good to see you. Hey, Tina Champagne, good to see you too. You're going grocery shopping at Trader Joe's this weekend. Has anyone ever shopped there before? Yeah, Uncle's a Trader Joe's local. Don't they just know you walk in? Hey, Uncle. Anyway, I have not been a long time. I wonder if there are any new vegan food products that are good. I always go for the banana bread. It's in the bread department. I get the banana bread because I'm the crazy banana guy. And I also get naan bread to dip into the khichdi that we make on a regular basis. Those are two go-tos we get all the time. But there's tons of fun snacks and stuff beyond that. I'll get some nuts and some pistachios or whatever. Hercule, so you're asserting they can't be vegan. Well, according to this Islamic vegan organization and to Islamic vegans that I've met before, they say you can. So you might want to take this issue up with them because they must understand these issues that you're bringing up, and I don't. I don't know. How can I defend or debate or anything about an issue I don't know anything about? So you can talk to them, Hercule. If you want to ask something else, go for it. But we're just kind of wasting our time here, Hercule, okay? I'm not sure why you're asking someone who's admittedly doesn't really know jack about Islam and want me to get into these finer, down, deep points. I don't know. But as far as I know, you can, because I've met Islamic people who are vegan in person. I've met them. And there's Islamic vegan organization you can probably write to and ask them, take up your issue with them, Hercule. But not with me, because I am the last person to be able to reconcile those two belief systems and give you any kind of coherent, logical thinking about it. I would just be giving you bull crap. Like out in the street, Jimmy Kimmel asked, "What do you think about Brad Pitt kicking Jennifer Aniston in the kneecaps and send her in the hospital?" I would just be bull crapping. Anyway, what's that, VLAM? You like to see anti-vegans explain why they think, why they think is or isn't vegan based on the definition of veganism. VLAM, why they think what is, just anything or just something in particular? Hey, Jalen. Hey, I think this is our first super chat tip of the night, Jalen. Thank you. Why does no one mention bees and alfalfa hay production for cows? I wish Joey did to Pierce. 60,000 per acre. Cows can eat 24 pounds of alfalfa per day. A good point. Yeah, I guess because people like myself and Joey are not like farmers or farmer advocates or activists, farmer activists. So we don't know all this stuff. I do know that, alfalfa requires an enormous amount of water, way more than what's used here in California. Like, in California, people complain all that water for the almonds. We produce like 98% of the country's output, the United States output of almonds, but we don't use as much water as they use to, like, just for alfalfa and feed crops for cattle. It's like they use more water, and it's like a lower percentage of the meat output of our country. So there's so much hypocrisy trying to blame vegans for these agricultural issues. But so they use bees in alfalfa production. Okay, that's a good one. I'll try to remember that, Jalen, next time someone brings up the bees. Like, how come you're not complaining about the bees that are imported to fertilize your alfalfa for your feed crops for your cows? But no, if almonds are made, and almonds aren't made for vegans. I see non-vegans eating almonds all the time. I see the farmers at farmers markets selling them to non-vegans all the time. But how come it's a vegan thing? But your cows, which are definitely not for vegans, are fed alfalfa. And alfalfa is not for human consumption. It's definitely not a human food. It's livestock feed. But thanks for that, Jalen. Much appreciated. Yeah, Allison, they expect vegans to be perfect and know everything about everything. Exactly. All Pierce has to do, billions. Do you eat almonds and avocados? Are you aware that every year 50 billion bees are murdered? Yes, murdered. For you vegans to eat your avocados and almonds. Like, no, Piers, your people eat almonds and avocados. In fact, your non-vegan people eat more of them than we do. But how come it's our fault? See, it's so stupid. These are some of the stupidest arguments. And I can't imagine Piers, isn't he like an educated guy from like Oxford? He has that posh accent from Harvard, that kind of thing, or Oxford. Anyway, it doesn't sound like he's a complete idiot, but he sounds like a complete idiot. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, enough of that. You love my Piers voice? I don't even know what I was doing right there. What's that, Dr. Bear? You saw an article in the New York Times today that more states are legalizing the sale of raw dairy milk. Non-surprisingly, those states have seen a rise in foodborne illness. I thought the government was trying to clamp down on that sort of thing because of the rise of foodborne illnesses from that. Hey, Jalen, thanks for your second super chat tip of the evening. Thank you so much, Jalen. It's sickening seeing almond milk companies sell vegan products without caring. If they fed bees their own honey instead of sugar water, less death. Let me read that one more time. It just didn't sink in. It's sickening seeing almond companies sell vegan products without caring. If they fed bees their own honey instead of sugar water, less death. I'm not sure what you're... Maybe rephrase it again. You don't have to leave a super chat tip there. Are you critical of the almond milk companies putting the word like vegan on the box or something like that, or about the bees dying in the production of it? Let me know. I'm not sure if I'm understanding that totally right. Yeah, Allison, so true. Yeah, apparently us vegans, as was it Bill or Uncle? Yeah, it was Bill that found that 2% of us are we're responsible for 2% of the United States population, but we're responsible for all the problems of almond and avocado production. It's funny when they complain about avocados, like Piers Morgan. Well, I live in California. This is one of the biggest avocado producing regions in the world, so we're not destroying the rainforest or anything when I go to the local market or farmer's market and get some local avocados. There's avocado trees around town. Wow, I've never heard of that one, Foo Bamboo. Are you making that one up, Foo? Okay, VLAM. Okay, here your follow-up there. You mean in a general sense. Anti-vegans like to say avocados aren't vegan. Well, they are. They're a plant. But never show how they arrive at their conclusion logically. Show your steps, that sort of thing. Well, yeah, they don't have steps. They just like sound bites, like Piers. Anytime Piers has a vegan activist or a vegan guest on his show, you already know what he's going to say. And it's great how the guests are prepared. Like, we showed that one guy that had played bingo bingo with Pierce. Oh, you brought the almonds. Oh, you brought Meghan Markle. Yeah, that's not related to veganism, but he's so predictable. People just like these one-liner sound bites. There's no argument. There's no logic. There's no coherent thought. Just, oh, you're vegan? Well, you're a hypocrite because you eat almonds and avocados and the bees die for you. Yeah, sweet potato sister. I know it makes no sense. It's like, so yeah, we might be responsible for some bees being killed, but you are too. It's not. You're responsible for more bees being killed. But just because vegans are responsible for a smaller amount of bees being killed than non-vegans, that makes it okay to eat animals, right? That makes no sense. It's the appeal to futility fallacy / the nirvana fallacy. We have a great solution. Eating a vegan diet, not exploiting animals, not killing animals. But it's not perfect. Yeah, we don't live in a perfect world. There's going to be some unintentional harm. But because there's that small amount of unintentional harm, screw the whole enterprise whatsoever. It's all for naught. Just eat animals all day because you might harm bees. Okay, Jalen, thanks for the super chat tip again. Let me read your question again and see if I understand it better. You mean even companies who sell plant-based products will exploit because they aren't vegan? Yeah, most you're right. Most of these companies that produce plant-based milks are not like ran by vegans. As like say Beyond Meat, the CEO Ethan Brown, he's vegan. And I like Nadamu, I forgot their CEO's name, the ice cream company. He's vegan, you know. But anyway, yeah, most of these companies that produce plant-based foods are not ran by vegans. Like Beyond Burger, ran by vegans, vegan CEO. Impossible Foods, not ran by vegans. So there's going to be a whole kind of different thinking and ethos that flows through decisions in those companies. Anyway, you mean even companies who sell plant-based products will typically exploit because they aren't vegan themselves. Yeah, like Impossible Burgers. Yeah, you saw how Vegan Zombie, they put like cheese on the Impossible Burger for him and lied about it. Also, the honey industry kills most bees you think. And as Joey pointed out, it's not necessarily like, you know, like the bees are murdered like Piers Morgan asserts. It's that there's other problems with the bees, like such as like mites and parasites or other bugs that eat them up. You know, it's not like the bees go out and get murdered by the almond trees or something like that. There's environmental issues out there. They just putting bees where they weren't before. And yeah, there's the whole problem of bee colony collapse too, not related to veganism, not related to almond milk or anything like that. It's just the bees are having trouble right now. Anyway, thanks for the super chat tips there, Jalen. Much appreciated and good questions. Gardeens, CEO is not a vegan, vegan metalhead. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Herkel, what are you talking about? No, you don't. Unless it's the runs or another bad one. Are we talking about pooping? Unless it's the runs? What are you talking about there? Jalen, if bees can eat honey, the immune system weakens. Say, I'm not a biologist or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, we know as vegans, taking the product of their work, honey, away from them. That's what bees do. They exist to produce honey for them, for their own bee purposes. You know, we might not know all the things that honey does for bees and bee colonies and hive and everything, the strength and health of all that. Why are we taking that away from them? For our own benefit? That's exploitation. That's animal cruelty and exploitation. And that's why I would say, hey, vegans, if you're consistent with your ethical beliefs, if you're truly against, I'm a little cat here, if you're truly against animal cruelty and exploitation, think about what humans do to bees to acquire their honey. They take their work away from them. They exploit them. They let the bees go do their thing, produce a bunch of honey, and we take it from them so we can sell it and make money. And you know, it's cut and dry slam dunk exploitation. Herkel, yes, pooping. You were talking about pooping. Hey, you want to address veganism being problematic to faith. Many of them anyway. Well, you brought up an example of Islam, and I tell you, I don't understand the religion enough. Can we move on? Do you have another question? I didn't all of a sudden acquire this deep understanding of Islam. I'm not really much of a religious person, especially of Western religions. So, I might not be the best person to ask. I'm sure there's plenty of Christian vegans, and I'm sure some of them do live streams. So if that's your main thing you want to talk about, go talk to them. But I'm sure we have some Christians on board right now. So if you have an issue as to how Christians can't be vegan, let's talk about that. I know a little bit more about Christianity than Islam. So if you want to tell me how it's logically incompatible for a vegan to be Christian or a Christian to be vegan, let us know. Hey, AJ! Oh my God, thank you, AJ. Thank you so much.
Cult and renovation. Hawaii.
It comes at a great time, and thanks for using Streamlabs there too as well, because they don't take anything, just the PayPal cut, but they don't take the 40% that YouTube does. So thank you. That'll really help us out right now, big time, AJ. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm actually trying to do both. I'm trying to get our house fixed, not like polished because I want to look all bitchin' and compete with the Joneses. It's just because we have problems. It's a 100-year-old house, 112-year-old house. It needs fixins. So getting that and try to plan the next chapter of my life, which I'm just hoping to really start nailing down in the next several years. So thank you so much, Atomic Vegan. AJ, thank you. Let's see if Herkel is going to tell us why a Christian can't be vegan. Herkel, I don't mean just Islam. I'm sorry I brought that up at this point. Just tell us right now. Let's talk about Christians. Yeah, just tell us, since I'm sure we have more people who are Christian, tell us why Christians can't be vegan. Just let me know. What in the pillars of the Christian faith, something God said you have to eat meat or you're disrespecting, just something like that. Give me the smoking gun. Why? I just want to know what's your evidence or argument that if you don't eat animal products, if you give up eating all animal products, you can't get into the kingdom of God, and the Bible says that. Just let me know. I'm just kind of curious. I'm not a theologian. I'm not a Christian. I have no, I'm not nothing in this matter. I just want to see what your example is. Zechariah brings out the very first story about humans in the Bible. The Garden of Eden was vegan. They were eating plants, right? And God said, Genesis 120, 119 is it? 129, which is it? Eat here, all the plants, all the seeds. These are for you to eat. Didn't say rip the leg off Bambi and chomp that down. Sarah, your parents are heathens? Awesome. My mom took me to Protestant churches when I was younger. I wouldn't say I grew up Christian, but I was aware of the New Testament, Old Testament, Jesus, and all that. Dr. Bear, you were a devoted Christian for most of your life. There definitely is nothing in Jesus' teachings that requires eating meat. That's what I'm wondering. That's what Herkel is saying. There's something in the teachings of Jesus or the Old Testament, not sure where, that says, hey, you have to eat meat. And if you're going to just eat plants, you are not allowed into the kingdom of God. Please show us that, Herkel. I'm really curious to see that one. Maybe he has another argument. Maybe he says, well, in the Bible, Jesus made the swine jump into the river and drowned them or whatever. I don't know, but that doesn't have anything to do with people not getting into heaven. That's what Christianity is about, right? Not swine drowning. So I want to see what his argument's going to be. Hey, Peter, you're going to protest a crab festival tomorrow. Wow, I've seen they have crab festivals, crayfish festivals. What's up with people eating stuff like that, boiling them alive and stuff like that. So good for you. Yes, speak up for the voiceless. So a lot of us, VLAM too, you grew up and you went to Christian things when you were younger, a Christian school even. Wow. Herkel, how about the ritual slaughter of the law? I don't know what the law is, but I just want to ask you, where does it say in the Bible that if you don't eat meat, if you give up all animal products, you are not allowed into the kingdom of God or heaven? I just want to know if it says that in there. Maybe you have a side story there. This, what'd you call it, Urkel? The ritual slaughter of the law. I don't know what that is, but I don't know anyone who ritually slaughters animals. Is it like an Old Testament thing? Do we have any Christians here who ever, before they went vegan, participated in the ritual slaughter of the law, which I assume's killing some animals? Has anyone here, because I was a Christian when I was younger, they never took us out in the back and we started killing lambs or anything like that. Is that what it entails, Herkel? I'm making some assumptions here because I don't know what you're talking about, but judging from the name, it sounds like some kind of ritual where you slaughter animals. So is anyone, before they went vegan, when they were going to like church or whatever, was anyone either participate in this ritual as a participant killing the animals, or just kick back in the audience and watch like the priests slaughter lambs in front of all the children? Let me know if that's something that happened in any church you went to, because that sounds completely like just no. You'd be a rule breaker if you didn't. Well, my church never asked me. My Baptist churches I went to and Protestant churches never took me out back to go slaughter lambs or anything like that. So I want to know, so you're saying that that's what you do at your church, Herkel? If you're a Christian, I just want to know, does anyone do this? Is this something that really happens? Okay, so Carl, the ritual of slaughter of the law was replaced by the sacrifice of Jesus. Jesus fulfilled the law. There are no more animal sacrifices. So I assumed what he's talking about there was some kind of Old Testament thing. It just has that air of Old Testament. There's some trippy stuff, I don't know how to describe it. That sounded very Old Testament to me. Yeah, Jesus kind of modernized things and took some of the harshness out of things. So, I didn't go to a church that made us follow Old Commandment law. It was just, they never said, hey, we're going to go now. After we did all our prayers, let's go outside and start killing some lambs for the ritual, the sacrifice of the law, or whatever it's called. I don't know, Uncle. I don't know what's going on. AJ, you grew up a secular Jew, but am really more pantheist now. Okay, secular Jew. So you might know a little bit about Orthodox Jew. Maybe, I'm not sure. Because what he's referring to sounds very Old Testament. So, I mean, according to Carl, so I don't know, is this does anyone do this? I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so Herkel says, I don't agree with it. I don't care if you agree with it. I'm just going, is this something that has to happen in modern day Christianity? No one here said, yeah, I remember when I was younger, they took us out back and we slaughtered lambs. Like, no one does this. This is something that happened before Jesus. You'd have to be like over 2,000 years old, Herkel, to be someone who's done this, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, I don't agree with it. But when veganism takes over, what do you mean when veganism is going to take over? Awesome, Herkel. High five, Herkel. Yeah, when veganism takes over, I want to see that day happen. How do you deal with the hordes of believers pushing against it on religious grounds? That's your real question. When veganism takes over, I don't understand your question. Describe to me what you mean. I want to hear more about this. What are you talking about when veganism takes over? Like, what kind of world are you talking about? I mean, paint this picture for me, and I'll try to answer the question. I just don't know what you mean when veganism takes over. Like we take over in the way like Hitler took over Germany, like fascists force everyone, or like, what are you talking about? How does veganism take over? Or just everyone becomes enlightened over time? They start realizing, killing animals is wrong. I'm against animal cruelty and exploitation. And by golly, I'm going to actually do something about it. Rather than just say I'm against it, I'm going to change my lifestyle and behavior so that I don't participate in animal cruelty and exploitation. And this happens over and over and over again. And like pretty much most of the world is vegan. Is that how vegans take over? I'm just kind of curious what you're talking about there, because it's an interesting concept. Yeah, Graham, that's really optimistic thinking that vegans are taking over. I know, huh? Yeah, Heidi, I don't think it'll take over, but I wish it would. I wish I shared Herkel's optimism about veganism taking over. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we wish, huh, Chris, huh? Yeah, I see what you're saying there, Bill and Dr. Bear. Yeah, Christianity, I don't want to get too like into these waters right now, but in the United States, in the past several decades, has been not all forms of, but it's kind of been lately co-opted in this kind of political movement as well that has had some unkind consequences for people who are not in the just normal whatever a majority, like LGBTQ, people of color, people who are just not in this fantasy of what it means to be some kind of like American or something like that, Christian American. A Christian nationalism kind of thing, I think is what it's called. I'm not saying all Christians are like that, but I know what you guys are talking about there. But I would say not all are like that. That's just what gets a lot of the news because it's so radical. It's so sensational. It makes great headlines, it's just so shocking. But unfortunately, things are really happening in our lives now as a consequence of that, Supreme Court justices and rulings and stuff like that. Anyway, but it's not co-opted. The theocratic right wants the end time. How is the end times going to come? How does like banning gay people like make the end times come? How is kicking out all migrants from Florida make the end times come? This doesn't make any. And what is it? People ever since Jesus ascended into heaven, people have said, okay, the end times are coming soon, like 50 years after his death, 100 years after, 1,000 years after, here we are too. You can always say that, it's nuts. The end times aren't coming. I mean, not right now. Just write it down. Ryan Lum, 2020, the end times aren't coming right now. I'm going to write it down. 2023, I'm going on a limb. I'm going to say the end times are not coming this year. I know you don't believe it, Bill. I know you're speaking of them. Anyway, the end is always near. True, the end can happen, but not in the way that like the far, what'd you guys call it? What'd you call it, Bill? He had a good name for it. The theocratic right. Yeah, I mean, an asteroid could come hit us right now, or whatever. Climate change get really bad. Really, who knows? A war. But it's not the doing of a deity. It's just how asteroid hits us. Asteroid hits us. Anyway, Tina, you're part of the LGBT community. Awesome. And that's why I don't go to church. Hey, I'm sorry that, many churches nowadays have this weird thing. Like they think, oh, it says somehow in the teachings of Jesus that we need to be mean and cruel to LGBTQ people. I don't see that anywhere. I've never seen that in any Bible verses I've ever read. Just somehow they have in their head, that's what Jesus or God wants. So I'm not saying all Christians are like that. I know there's here in our Long Beach area, like Christian churches, they're ran by gay leaders. So there's obviously nothing incompatible unless you are bigoted. Rule number 1, be civil, no racism, sexism, anti-LGBTQ, and none of that stuff. As long as you're not a bigot, there's no problem with Christianity and not being cis normal straight. Yeah, VLAM, huh? When this vegan world happens that Herkel describes and says is inevitable, will wars happen? Good question, huh? Herkel, you're still pro-prohibition? You're saying we should ban all alcohol from being produced in the United States? Is that what you're saying? And why are you telling me this? This is Ask a Vegan Anything. Like, what? You really want to ban all alcohol in the United States? Okay, great. That's your belief. You're free to have that belief, but, whatevs. Oh, you're welcome, Tina. I stand with all people against bigots. I hate bigots of all kinds because I see it all the time with being vegan. Like that last video I just made about the chef who's a bigot. I ban all vegans from my restaurant because of 3 horrible reviews I got on my Google reviews. You know, I will ban all vegans. You know, it's like, it's so stupid. You're just being a bigot. It's like saying, yeah, 3 Chinese people came in and gave you a hard time or left bad reviews. You're going to ban all Chinese people? He wouldn't do that because the people would know for sure you're a bigot. But like vegans are one of the last minority groups that seems to be like has no protections whatsoever. People don't realize how people are prejudiced against us. Anyway, I hate hate too, Uncle. I'm with you 100%. It could, VLAM, I know, with climate changes, more crop failures are more inevitable. It seems like, yeah, the food would have to be grown for humans. Whatever crops you can produce, you can't waste it on the animals anymore. We'll see how that all works out, though. It could be really scary. Golden Zen. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. I'm not a vet or anything like that. You can ask a question, but there's no guarantee I'm going to know the answer because I was not trained in biology or veterinary sciences. I hate gaslighting too, John. Big time. Yeah, Fu Man, I agree with your one exception to hate there. I can't disagree with that one. Hey, Chris, thanks for being with us tonight. Hey, Sean. Chris leaves us and Sean joins us. Welcome, Sean, and goodbye, Chris. Thanks for being here tonight with us. Oh, Hercule, okay. Red meat is good, though. It's a conspiracy theory that it's unhealthy. I'm going to put you on the poop wall there, Hercule. You have to bring facts out here. Can you find me, say a group of cardiologists who say, yeah, red meat's really good for you. The saturated fat in red meat, no worries whatsoever about it. Because I know there's all sorts of like guys on YouTube, shirtless carnivore guys, who will say otherwise, but they're not groups of health professionals. They're guys that are just grifting, trying to make money off duping the public into watching their content, buying their expensive supplements. But let's go look at the opinion of, say, let's see. I'm going to get Carl's name off this. You have nothing to do with this, Carl, but I'm going to get Hercule's name up here for all to see. And let's look at, like, say, the opinion of, let's go to, yikes, 1 second, guys. Oh, hey, Carl Vegan. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. Your smart way of introducing veganism. Thank you so much for your super chat tip there, Kevin, and very, very kind of you. Let's see. Let's look at American. Let's see. What's that called? Heart.org. Heart.org. Red meat LDL. Let's just see if that's the. Okay, here's the American Heart Association. Hercule. Again, this is a group of health professionals who focus on the health of your heart. It's comprised of cardiologists. And let's see, what did it say about the red meat there? Okay, let me just go back to the Google summary here. In general, red meat, such as beef, pork, and lamb, have more saturated fat. Saturated fats can, let's see what they say about saturated fats can. Let me find hang on 1 second. Okay, let me get to the continuation. Okay, here. Saturated fats can, in general, red meats have more saturated fat. You're saying red meat, Hercule. Saturated fats can raise your blood cholesterol and increase your risk of heart disease. So that just totally debunks what you just said here. And this is just one source here. What'd you say here? Red meat is good though. It's conspiracy theory that it's unhealthy. No, I mean you just have if you believe that, you're denying the opinions of cardiologists instead you rely on the opinions of like shirtless carnivore and keto influencers trying to sell you their expensive supplements and so you click their views. Who are you gonna believe? Like a lone person influencer or the opinion of health organizations? And if a health organization like this were wrong, I mean their reputation would be crap. But this is based on science, and not just one person's review of the science. A group of scientists, people who are, the scientists, members of the American what's the group again? I'm sorry, guys. Again, who makes up heart.org? It's the American Heart Association. So anyway, nice try there, Herkel. Well, who cares if it's filled with healthy stuff? Here's what Herkel's saying. Here's why he's ignoring the opinions of the cardiologists of the world. Let's get back to the poop wall. Herkel says, forget the fact that red meat is filled with tons of cholesterol and saturated fat, which increases your risk of heart disease. And heart disease is not trivial. It's what killed my dad. My mom has heart disease. My granddad died of heart disease. It's the number one killer of human beings. Well, here's your proof. Here's how you can. Here's what Herkel's saying. Why he doesn't believe the science around saturated fat and red meat. The proof is that red meat is filled with amino acids and vitamins. Great. I bet heroin is filled with all sorts of good stuff too. But is that just because heroin has some vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in it? Does that justify taking something that's pretty bad for you? I mean, come on. Who cares what it has? The only problem is iron. Yeah, take a freaking iron supplement. So who cares if there's some healthy stuff in there, like eggs? I'm sure there's some vitamins in there and stuff. I'm not saying that it's like eating a rock, but it's high in saturated fat and cholesterol, which again, according to groups like, say, the American Heart Association, saturated fats. Let me get there one more time. Let's see, where is it right here? Saturated, okay, we're talking about red meat right here. Red meat, Herkel, red meats, saturated fats, raise your blood cholesterol and increase your risk of heart disease. But you're saying you don't care about that. As long as you get the nutrients in meat, you're going to completely ignorantly ignore the science, the mountain of science that led to, this is not the only organization too. This is the first one I pulled up here because it's easy to understand. Anyway, Peter, you left a super chat. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat tip there, Peter. Paul Saladino says, eat a lot of red meat. Yeah, he's usually shirtless, right? A guy trying to sell you his supplements, get your clicks. Paul Saladino says, eat a lot of red meat, raw dairy products, and liver. And he said he used to be a raw vegan. Yeah, there you go. Again, why would you take get your scientific information from a shirtless influencer trying to sell you their crap? The American Heart Association isn't trying to sell you their crap. They're sharing the science with you. It's, again, a group, an organization of health professionals, PhDs, medical doctors, researchers, reviewing the science, the mountain of science, showing that red meat, the high saturated fat in red meat raises your LDL cholesterol and contributes to heart disease, the number one killer of human beings. But no, Herkel doesn't give a crap. He's going to listen to shirtless influencers and just say, hey, it's got vitamins and amino acids, so who cares about the heart disease causing component to it, as long as it's got the vitamins. Anyway. Thank you, Song MLF. Thank you so much for your super chat tip there. Much appreciated. Hiya. All right, Herkel, so we're done. We discussed your whole claim here. If you want to not believe in science and instead believe in shirtless influencers, and Saladino isn't even really a doctor. He's a psychiatrist. He's not, he's not a cardiologist even, and even if he were, it would just be one lone guy. Again, anyone could go rogue and just just ignore science and just make up their own stuff to suit their own personal grifter needs. But yeah, believe shirtless influencer, grifter, and ignore organizations of health professionals who are trained in actually reviewing the science and understanding the science. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, he lives in a land where cholesterol is good. Said no heart organization anywhere in the world that high cholesterol is great for your heart, and you won't get heart disease. It actually decreases your risk of heart disease. Said no heart organization in the world. Many grifters, shirtless grifters and keto grifters say that, but they are ignoring the science. Hey, good night, Tina. Good to see you, Tina. So anyway, Bob Hill, great to pop in when Ryan's worked up in the lather. Well, I am when you see nonsense like this. So anyway, thanks for playing, Hercule. And if you want to come back next week and try to trash any religion again, this ain't the place to do it, because I'm not a theologian or a religious scholar. But yeah, this is not the place to spread conspiracy theories as well. Again, as I said at the beginning of the live stream, our live stream is based in evidence. It's evidence-based information and critical thinking. We don't give a crap about conspiracy theories or what shirtless grifter influencers say to get you to click their clickbait and buy their crap. Samuel, no ape can filter cholesterol. We are not like dogs who can. And as other true omnivores. Good point there. So anyway, yeah, Peter, you brought up that Paul Saladino is an idiot and was a raw vegan. I know you're saying that. Most people who do raw veganism, yeah, they end up not being vegan. They start doing weird stuff afterwards like that there. So anyway, Dr. Bear, hey, did I see the Total Liberation podcast episode? Post-veganism, beyond the diet, they're anti-capitalist, so you could show you criticize anti-vegans on the left and right. Yeah, I don't care. Again, I don't care about what anyone's political background is. A lot of people think I'm like some kind of hardcore leftist or communist. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a rational, critical thinker. It just so happens nowadays, and I say this as non-judgmental as I possibly can, the right is coming up with way more crazy, zany stuff than the left. The left has crazy, zany stuff too, but the right has it in spades compared to the left. So if I seem like, I'm just calling out right-wing stuff, it's just because there's so much crazy stuff. They're like trying to justify bigotry. If you don't like a gay person in your place of work, you don't have to serve them. I mean, we're also going to take that. What if they don't like Chinese people? Hey, it's against my religion or whatever to serve people from Asia. So yeah, you got your I mean, it just, stuff like this really pisses me off. Yeah, the left does crazy stuff too, but not hateful crap like that. Again, if I seem like I'm biased, I am. I'm biased against bigotry. I know what it's like to have people hate me because of the color of my skin or the country my parents are from or my dad's from. People hate me because I don't eat animal products. I see hate towards LGBTQ people. I see hate for, all sorts of stuff. It's just unacceptable. I take a hard line stand against all forms of bigotry. So I don't see too much bigotry on the left. I'm saying, think I'm overcritical of the right because it's sensitive area for me. I do not tolerate bigotry. Again, I'm not here to defend either side, Carl or Bob. I'm just saying, which side seems to be trying to pass more laws that make it tougher for people of LGBTQ? Can you guys name any state or any national law that's made it more difficult for LGBTQ people to do things? I know the only ones I'm aware of are ones that are passed in from a Ron DeSantis type, a Greg Abbott type. I haven't seen Gavin Newsom or anyone make it more difficult for LGBTQ people to get health care or just live their lives, get married, for instance. I'm just saying, where I'm seeing the bigotry is coming almost exclusively from one side. But if you want to point out some left sides of bigotry, show them to me. Maybe I'm not aware of them. But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, Dr. Bear, that's exactly what I was saying. Only one side is actively passing laws that could kill trans people and allow discrimination. I'm not seeing that happen from both sides. Again, I'm not here to pick on one side. I'm an independent thinker, and I think it's just so crappy that it's become political to say I'm against discrimination. I'm against bigotry. That makes me woke. I mean, it just makes me a decent human being. It doesn't make me a Democrat or a leftist. It just makes me a normal, healthy person, mentally healthy person, to not hate on people and not be a bigot. That's unfortunate. Now it's become politicized. Either if to not be a bigot, you're woke. You're a leftist wokist. No, I'm just not a bigot. It's just a rational thought. Oh, yeah, I thought you were from Poland there, Vegan. Thank you so much for the super chat tip there. Yeah, greetings from California here.
All right.
Yeah, all right. That's to you there, Vegan. Yeah, on super chats of $5 or more, that all right sound comes on. So anyway, okay, Bob, is that what the ruling was? Okay, it was that businesses not obligated to create gay-themed content. They must serve gay people, no gay cakes, but gays must be served. What do you mean, no gay cakes? What do you mean, how... what did the Supreme Court say about they don't have to make a gay cake? I didn't see that subtlety there. Explain that one to me. I just don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just tell me what you mean by there's no gay cakes. Dr. Bear says the Supreme Court ruling will mean gay people will be treated like second-class citizens. They will be refused service just because of who they are. That is not right. Is that how I didn't read the ruling, but please tell me if that's what it says or not. Maybe some of you guys read it. I just didn't care to because I was just pissed at when I saw what happened. That's a good point, Dr. Bear. Bob Hill, do you, as Dr. Bear says here, do you defend discrimination against LGBTQ people? I mean, are you saying there are rightful times when people or businesses are totally fine, totally cool, discriminating against LGBTQ people, because that's what's happening as far as healthcare services for transgendered people in more than one state in our country. Is that cool? What do you mean say businesses are not obligated to create gay-themed products or services? Like, what do you mean? Let's talk about, I don't understand the ruling. Teach me, Bob. Pretend I didn't read the ruling because I didn't. So let's say a business, they're not obligated to create gay-themed products or services. Like, say someone's having a birthday at a company, the company doesn't have to make them a gay cake. Is that what you're saying? Is that what the Supreme Court rules was all about? Is that it? Okay, Bill saying, Ryan, the ruling was based on a hypothetical and inquiry into a website was ever discussed. I just don't understand. Please explain it to me. What should we just read it together? Because I don't know. I'm depending on you guys to tell me. Because what is this gay party thing that Bob's saying that businesses don't have to do? If someone's having a birthday, the company's not obligated to make them a gay cake. Is that what it is? Because that doesn't sound like anything I heard from any commentary on it. Let's see. So Dr. Bear is saying businesses, she's saying to Bob, should give gay customers the same products they give straight customers. That sounds fair and equal. Let's see. They should hang signs in their businesses next saying they won't make black themed products, whites only. Like, what are we talking about specifically, Bob or Doctor? Like, what kind of product? What are we talking about here? Like, when you say they should give gay customers the same products they give straight customers, like, what? Just like, give me an example, because I'm not really sure I understand what the cake example. How is a cake gay? I'm not the only one that's a little confused too here. Joseph, I'm on team normal. I'm just team non-bigot. I don't hate people unless they're complete bigots. And I sometimes have no tolerance for the intolerant because they broke the social contracts. Viet Moyman, that's what I thought it meant. Bob means that businesses have the right to refuse. They have the right to refuse service to people. I thought that's what it meant. But what is this thing about a gay cake? I still don't understand. Can someone tell me what this gay cake thing? Okay, a company does not have to create. Oh, we're talking about a wedding cake. So if I go into a wedding, okay, so that is discrimination, Bob. If I'm a paying customer and I'm gay and I go into a cake shop and I say I'm getting married to my male partner and we want 2 dudes on the cake, and they say, oh, we're not going to do that because of our religion. Our religion says gay is wrong and I can't make a cake for you. Is that what you're saying? Well, if that's true, Bob, about the gay cake here, how about a Chinese cake? Like, hey, my religion, we don't like people from Asia. You guys are all smelly and short and stinky and all this stuff. We're not going to put an Asian couple on the cake. You have to be white in this county to get on a wedding cake. So it sounds like they're giving businesses opportunities to discriminate. Just to discriminate. That's what the whole thing is. That's exactly my point. They're saying, I don't like your kind. I'm not going to put 2 guys on a cake because of my religious beliefs. Hey, I'm the customer. How come I can't get it served here? They're saying, yeah, they're refusing. Yeah, so you're justifying that, Bob. You're saying so businesses can refuse to serve people based on not their behavior. They didn't come in and get all rowdy. Hey, I hate you bakery people. You bakery people suck. Yeah, kick them out. They lost the right to be served. They broke laws or social contracts. But 2 law-abiding, polite, same-sex people come in as a couple and they want to get a cake for a wedding. And you're saying this is totally cool. The business doesn't have to make them a cake because they're bigots. That you're saying, so that's totally cool. What kind of belief is that then, Bob? I mean, it's a bigoted belief. I don't know if it's based in religion, but I don't care if that bigoted belief comes religion. Maybe your parents are KKK. I don't know where you got that effed up bigoted belief, but why the hell couldn't you put 2 dudes on a cake for? Give me the reason, Bob. What prevents a bakery from putting 2 guys or 2 ladies on a cake? Why is that so hard to do? You just get the little statue, you put it on the cake. How is that? How does that screw up anyone's beliefs or anything like that? It's not like asking a vegan to eat a piece of meat or anything like that. I'm just curious what you're talking about here. That's discrimination. Those people didn't do anything. Here, do you understand what bigotry and discrimination is? It's like what that chef did. The chef I was talking about in my video yesterday, that's discriminating against all vegans. He's being a bigot. Several vegans, like 3 or 4 vegans from what I saw, left some negative reviews on his website or on Google reviews for his restaurant. And then he banned all vegans based on his experience with 3 or 4 vegans. And not even in person, just in review. So you're saying because someone they don't have any experience with a couple, a gay or lesbian couple coming in. They don't know these people at all, but they have the right to refuse service to them based on nothing other than bigoted beliefs. You believe people have a right to produce the products they want to create. Well, what does that mean? I mean, if you work in a service industry, like, what does that mean? Like say I'm a software coder, yeah, I don't want to make this kind of software. I don't like to do programming of this type. I'm going to do another kind. I mean, what do you mean? How do people have the freedom to like pick and choose? No, I'm not feeling that software. I'm going to write in a different language. Like what the hell? Yeah, I'm going to show the video of the chef strangling the protester. Let's show Bob what happens when you're a bigot. He says, oh, I'm all cool. I'm not a bigot. The chef that banned all vegans. But let's look at what he did to... Yeah, here's the screenshot of him, the chef I talked about yesterday. And it's really hard to see because...
Animals want to live! Animals feel pain!
Over right here. Like, I don't know if he's choking her or not, but you see his arm is in front of her neck. And right before that, see, you couldn't really see what was going on because there was a guy standing between the camera and them. But look again on the right side of the screen. I'll wind back like 4 seconds. On the right side, not yet. Okay, behind this, right here, like, what is going on? I can't tell if there was choking or not like that. But anyway, it doesn't look cool. Look, he pushed a girl much smaller than him. A lady much smaller than him. He looks like a big dude. I mean, he's not tiny or anything like Tom Cruise or something. Let's do it one more time. Okay, yeah, just kind of. Okay, and see, it's blurry in the background. It looks like he has his arm on her neck. It really does look like a choking of some kind. And then he shoves her. Shoves her at the end there. I mean, there's hate right there. This is the problem with hate. You can say, oh, I don't want to serve vegans, but then this is what's really going on in their head. He wants to choke and push vegans. Like, anyway, let's get back to what's going on here. Uncle, good point. What if a couple comes in, Uncle, to this bakery, this bigoted bakery, but they're ugly and say, hey, we're not going to make a cake for you guys. You guys are too ugly. You got to be beautiful to come into our bakery. This is the beautiful bakery. What are you ugly people doing here? You can't get married with a cake from our bakery. You're going to like make us look bad. Yeah, exactly. So I don't understand how they have the right to discriminate against that. What was that, Ali Brand? Ali, am I pronouncing your name right there, Ali? The ruling assumes that it's violating a Christian's religious freedom to create projects for gay people. Let's see here. Violates a Christian's religious freedom. I mean, a Christian's religious to create projects. I'm not sure I understand. They're saying that they Christians should have the freedom to create a cake for gay people. I'm not sure. I'm sure I understand there, Ali. You see that being a slippery slope? So, Bob, forget all the religion, forget all the politics. Please tell me, why do you think, just tell me, in your own words here, what's the moral justification for a bakery to not make a gay cake for a same-sex couple? Just tell me what it is. I want to understand. Just explain it to me. What is the moral reason? Why can't a certain bakery, hypothetical bakery here, why can't they make a cake with 2 guys or 2 ladies on it? Just tell me. Just explain it to me. I want to understand this. Oh, those are good questions, Peter. Let's see. Well, I mean, that's different. A swastika and what it represents is, Hitler and Nazis. A hate group. There's not, that's one thing, but a same-sex couple, they're just like, for all we know, they're like just chill, regular, normal people. Like, so yeah, there's a whole difference there. Like, the symbol of Nazi is a symbol of hate and white supremacy. Same-sex couple is just like a vegan, just a regular person. That's just a little different, So I'm not sure what the how the swastika cake was. Yeah, Dr. Bear, exactly. If someone wanted you to print a meat is awesome shirt, you should have a right to refuse. Well, yeah, if you're like the vegan t-shirt printer, that would be weird. I mean, why would you take that there? Unless you're just trying to troll them and make a point. But if you go into a t-shirt company, as we have here at Long Beach Graphics, you know what? They're not vegan at all there. And I used to make tons of vegan shirts there, and they didn't have any issue with that. I mean, if you're saying they should have had a right to say, hey, Ryan, we're not going to make your vegan t-shirts because we have a moral problem with veganism, so we're not going to serve you. Is that, you're saying that's totally cool? Because that's exactly the example. You brought up t-shirts here. So I went to Long Beach Graphics and I said, hey, you can't make the vegan t-shirts here because none of us are vegan. It kind of makes us uncomfortable. We're not going to serve you. Yeah, I know OLM. You know, as a Buddhist, I am absolutely aware of the history of how the swastika symbol had been hijacked by the Nazis. Yeah, it's an ancient symbol. It's an Eastern symbol, Hindu, Buddhism, like thousands of years older than Hitler. Okay, you're saying it's cool, Bob. So you're saying Long Beach Graphics has the right to not serve me as a vegan. You're saying exactly. If someone is the Christian baker, they shouldn't be forced to bake a wedding cake with 2 men on it. Well, again, first of all, why not? Like, where in the Bible does it say that we shouldn't serve gay people? Here's the whole thing, Bob. They're just being judgmental pricks. God is the ultimate judge. We all know that, as even as a non-Christian, God is the one who judges if a human is worthy of entering into the kingdom of God. Where in the Bible does it say, be mean to gay people, don't serve them, don't acknowledge them, like, in fact, turn them away? Where does it say that? It's not in the scriptures anywhere. It's just some effed up belief that some extreme people have. Nowhere in there in the Bible does it say be mean to gay people, be a-holes to them, don't serve them, make them second-class citizens. Where does it say that? I'm just kind of curious. Where is this justification that say gay's not your thing, say you're the Christian baker, you're hardcore Christian, all that. Where does it say in your Christian beliefs that you have to be mean to gay people? Because I know many Christians are in this live stream, and they don't find anything about gay marriage that they need to, like, or just gay people in general, that they have to be second-class citizens. Well, yes, it is. They're turning the gay business away, Bob, because only for the fact that they're gay. Like, how is that not discrimination? It's not like the gay people came in and said, hey, I hate you guys. Yeah, then you kick them out because they came in your place of business and were jerks. But say they just went in, just regular, normal, cheery people, hey, I want a cake, and they're not going to get served a cake. Why? Because, like, what about, just tell me, Bob, what about the Christian belief? And why do we care what the Christian belief says? This separation of church and state. How about Buddhists? How about the rights of me as a Buddhist? I don't like bigots, so should I have the right to not serve bigots in my place of work? Just saying. Why are we protecting Christian beliefs, and why are we not extending that protection to people of other faiths? It's a whole slippery slope. It's a can of worms that's just a pile of shit once you look at it, Bob. So now I know, as a Buddhist, if I'm working and some bigot comes in and starts being a hateful bigot, I'm not going to serve him because of my religious beliefs. The Supreme Court upheld my religious beliefs that I can discriminate against bigots because that's offensive to my religion. Bob, you're honest. You're just trolling me. A gay person can get a wedding cake with a man and a woman on it. A gay person? Well, yeah, a gay person. Yeah, a lesbian could get a cake if she's marrying a transsexual man. That would be totally fine in that case. But if we're talking about two gay men coming in, why the hell would they get a man and a woman on the cake? I don't understand. How does that represent them as people? Because that's what the statues on cakes represent. It represents the couple. Why would you get one person who's not part of your relationship on your cake? It's like me getting married and having a man and a tree or a can of beer or something like that. It doesn't represent the union of people, Bob. Yes, of course it's Bob Hill. Should we just get rid of Bob Hill tonight? He's defending discrimination. That's basically what he's doing here. I mean, what do you mean a gay-themed cake, Bob? All they're asking for is if a gay couple, say two men, come into a wedding cake place, all they want is a cake. The cake doesn't have to be themed gay or anything. Just asking to have the statues on top represent who they are. Why would you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you have it be like different genders than the couple being married? It makes zero sense. It's like asking a straight couple to get like two dudes on their cake or two ladies on their cake if it doesn't represent them. See, you're making them into a second-class group of humans. That's discrimination, Bob. Yeah, let's ban out Bob. This is taking up way more time. Let's discriminate Bob, because I said Bob. As a Buddhist, I am deeply offended. It goes down to my religious core to find people who are pro-discrimination. I am anti-bigot. It's within my job, my duties, my rights as interpreted by the Supreme Court of the United States, that I have every right in my place of work to discriminate against people who offend my sense of religion. They were thinking of Christianity, I'm thinking of Buddhism. So can someone time out Bob right now for me, guys? And Peter sent a super chat tip there. Yeah, I answered the swastika cake thing there, Peter. Erotic cake, same difference. Not the same thing as a couple getting not wanting anything controversial, just wanted a cake to represent them as a couple, the genders that they are, you know. Okay, so we have a troll wanting to get on. Okay, so now that Bob is going to be quiet for a bit here, let's see this person that demands that we look at his question here. So hang on 1 second here. Yeah, we had a lively night tonight after like maybe a month or so of pretty chill live streams. Let's look at this one here. The AAA. Explain how adopting a plant-based diet protects animals when all it does is reduce the demand without affecting the supply, thereby creating a market surplus, causing the price of meat to drop. Sounds like you know a lot about economics. Do you have any data to support this? I mean, here's the thing. Let's look at what veganism is, okay? It's not an economic theory. It's not a calculus or a calculation of some kind. We don't like pull up an Excel spreadsheet. It's a stance, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So let's all get our drinks out and look at the definition of veganism. Here's what veganism is: a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So what are we? Are we trying to, does it say anything in here about harm reduction? Because look at what you said here. When all it does is reduce the demand without affecting supply, create a market surplus. It didn't say anything about economic theory. It's asking, what can you do as a human being? If you believe, as we do, that it's morally wrong to be cruel to animals, to exploit animals, to slaughter them needlessly, well, what are you supposed to do about it? Just sit around and go, yeah, animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, but I'm not going to do a damn thing about it. I'm going to keep eating meat. No, if you truly believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, you should do something about it, or else you're just a hypocrite. You know, it means you don't really believe that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong if you consume them on your plate 3 or 4 times a day. So that's why we don't consume animal products. And collectively, since as Bill Seabury looked up earlier, 7% of the United States population are either vegan or vegetarian, 7%. So it would be stupid of the meat industry to create just as many cows as they would if 100% of the population were omnivorous, or whatever it's called, meat eating. So it would be stupid of the meat industry to lose money. So if they were smart, they would not breed into existence as many animals as they were before, maybe decrease that by, say, 7% if they don't want to lose money. So I can't be beholden as a vegan. Remember, all I'm beholden to, a person, is this. a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation and doing something meaningful about it, changing my lifestyle and modifying my behaviors, what I eat. That's all I'm beholden to. If the meat industry is too stupid to not lose money, I can't control that. No vegan can control that. But you would imagine they don't want to take losses forever, because no one wants to do that forever. So I don't know if what you're saying here is true about the economic supply-demand issues. That's beyond our control. So you're basically saying like, oh, hey, your solution sounds fine and dandy, but it's not perfect. So therefore, abandon your solution here and just start eating meat, because there's nothing you can do. Look up the nirvana fallacy. Yeah, just like the band. Look up nirvana fallacy, appeal to futility fallacy. Say, hey, your solution isn't perfect, so let's just abandon it because it seems to not be perfect. All right, AA, are we done here? Hey, Jalen, should vegans avoid organic? Well, let's look at the definition of veganism. A philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Doesn't say anything here what kind of food you should eat. I mean, and the thing is, there's no one definition of like organic farming, like what goes into organic farming. I do organic farming here at my house, and I had a plot of land, 100 square feet plot a few years back, where I did all gardening. I didn't use any animal inputs. There was no animal harm. So I know there's some vegans out there that say organic farming is bad and kills animals or harms animals. Well, maybe some kinds of organic farming doesn't mean all organic farming does. So if you're truly concerned about harming the fewest amount of animals, I would do some research. Communicate with your farmers, like at my farmers market. I speak to my organic farmers, ask them about their farming practices, what kind of fertilizers they use. Like, they're not using like animal inputs like poop or worms, or like the ones I talk to use stuff like kelp, seaweed fertilizer, stuff like that. So not to say the next organic farmer doesn't, just talk to them, learn, talk, communicate, figure out what's going on. But I honestly don't think you should really sweat all that, to be honest with you. Do the best you can. Nothing in the definition of veganism says anything about being perfect. Just don't consume animal products. If you're not consuming animal products, you've reduced like 99% of the harm that you were doing before going vegan. So if you want to split hairs and get gray hairs trying to get that last 1% as perfect as you can, go for it. If that's going to make you feel better, I'm not going to stop you, and I tip my hat to you. Did you leave Foo? If you left Foo, sorry. AAA, yeah, it's a solution. You're just spouting the nirvana fallacy. Let's look up the nirvana fallacy for you, okay? Because you probably are too, I don't want to say anything bad about it. You're just not going to look it up. Let's look up nirvana. It's the informal fallacy of comparing actual things, such as veganism, a way of living that seeks to exclude as far as possible and practical all forms of cruelty to animals and food, clothing, and other purpose. The formal fallacy of comparing veganism with unrealistic, idealized alternatives. It can also refer to the tendency to assume that there is a perfect solution, like no harm, it's perfect. Veganism's not perfect because the harm's not getting reduced to your satisfaction. It's a tendency to assume that there is some kind of perfect or near perfect solution to a particular problem. A closely related concept is the perfect solution fallacy. So anyway, thanks for coming, AAA, and yeah. I'm not here to convince you to become vegan or anything like that. I'm just telling you, you're employing the use of well-known fallacies to say that veganism, and you're spouting stuff that I don't even know if it's true. Do you have anything to show me that veganism has had like pretty much no effect on the meat supply and demand equation? Let me know. I don't even know if that's true. I'm just telling you. you're using fallacies. You're trying to use some kind of nirvana fallacy to say, hey, what you're doing isn't good enough. It's not doing jack crap. So let's just slaughter 80 billion animals a year. All you vegans, you should stop eating your plants and join us and be part of us who are part of this slaughter of 80 billion animals a year needlessly. That's all you're saying. I'm not trying to convince you to be vegan. I'm just trying to show you that you're using a very well-known logical fallacy, one that will get you laughed out of any like Logic 101 intro to philosophy or logic class. I know, because I was a philosophy major, a grad student. You wouldn't do well in a critical thinking class trying to respond to veganism is a philosophy, to responding to an argument with a fallacy. It doesn't work that way. If you use a fallacy to try to debunk something, you could debunk anything, because it's a critical thinking error. Anyway, let's move on. Allison, yes, these excuses like AAA's using are just literally psychological coping mechanisms. Something about us being vegan triggers you. Maybe you know deep down inside what you're doing is causing all sorts of cruelty and harm to animals on a daily basis, and you get triggered that you see vegans who are not doing that. So you have to come up with this crap, bringing up logical fallacies to try to debunk veganism. Yeah, you just debunked veganism. Good for you. So I'm going to say, yeah, veganism isn't perfect. Veganism debunked. I'm done here. I'm going to start eating steak and hot dogs and all that crap because, yeah, veganism isn't perfect. It didn't solve the supply-demand equation to this guy's satisfaction. So we're done here. We had a good run. Veganism ended in 2023. Is that what you're looking for? Let's see. What's that, Carl Bob Hill? Ryan has said many times he doesn't want to do activism like that. Yeah, there's many ways to be a vegan activist. Okay, Bob? Yeah, there's my way. And I don't expect everyone to do it my way. And there's other ways, going into restaurants and stuff like that. There's many ways to do it. There's many ways to get your point across. And I love, I love philosophy. I like critical thinking. This is what I was trained to do. I wasn't trained to do too many things in life, but critical thinking is one of them. So this is my way of doing vegan activism. But yeah, everyone teach their own. Whatever they feel good at, what they feel comfortable doing, what they feel like is making the most difference, go for it. Yeah, did you guys time out or ban AA? I mean, it's just dumb to come here and try to debunk veganism using a nirvana fallacy. Okay, did you block him, Peter? If you did, thank you so much. All right, we answered his question. Yeah, he's just trying to come here to support animal cruelty because something about what we do as vegans triggers him. Oh, those vegans think they're doing all this good stuff, but no, they're not. People are still eating meat and animals are still being raised for slaughter. Yeah, we're trying to do something about that. The only way to do something about that is to be vegan and be a vegan activist. We're trying everything we can to make things better, and it's just not better enough in his eyes. But for me, it's better. The world's a better place with more vegans. See, Bob, everyone has their own preferences, whatever. Yeah, I'm glad you like the thinking person's activism. Yeah, that's my preferred way, but I'm not a narcissist. I'm not going to go out and say every vegan activist should be a critical thinking vegan activist. It's not everyone's thing, That's, I'm not a narcissist. I'm not an authoritarian. Everyone should do what they feel like is their best, most effective way of vegan activism. What's up, Peter? Like the guy at the bacon festival. Gosh, of all things. I told you were a hypocrite because you killed bugs. Yeah, again, he was doing the exact same thing. He was doing the nirvana fallacy. Oh, so as a vegan, you must kill bugs sometimes, right? So, hell, why are you giving us crap for eating meat? Because you kill bugs. Really? You think an insect is the same as a pig? You would just eat, if someone handed him a knife, hey, you want to kill that cockroach or that pig and see which one he goes for. There's a huge difference between a mammal and an ant. Not saying it's cool to kill ants. I'm saying everyone knows. They try to make it sound like it's the same thing. They know. It's way more gnarly to go kill a mammal than an ant. Yeah, Bacon Festival sure must have smelled bad, huh? Yeah, maybe, Graham. Maybe that's what he was thinking too, huh? I don't know. He didn't make it all that clear for us, you know? So it's unfortunate we have to like try to fill in the blanks of his horrible argument. Graham. Yeah, Sarah, you can't force someone to be vegan. Bottom line, it's a belief. How can I force someone to be vegan? Just like I can't force someone to believe, like, say the color purple is the best color. See, I have all this kind of purplish stuff back here. Hey, it's obviously the best color in the spectrum, right? I have to force everyone to believe that. So I said, you can't force beliefs onto people. You can't, you know? I mean, I guess if you're a cult leader, you can slowly over time, you know, force people to believe your thing. But I mean, you really can't make people believe something they don't want to believe. Oh, that's sad, Peter. So not only are people like, you know, being all lame going to a bacon festival, they're getting drunk and trying to drive their cars home. Yeah, it sounds like a great time. The city should do that again, huh? Yeah, Bob. Yeah, I see what Bill's saying. He's saying Bob comes here week after week and derails the conversation for as long as possible. He literally is trying to derail the live stream. Yeah, Bob, I think you've asked your questions and stuff, Bob. So if you just want to participate like everyone else is right now, Bob. But yeah, I don't know if you even realize, Bob, that you're derailing the live stream, whether it's intentional or not. But I'm going to ask you politely to stop doing all this like kind of stuff that you know is going to try to derail the live stream. Just kind of participate like everyone else is doing here. Okay, Bob? Again, ask you out of polite respect here. Allison, the very fact that they feel so victimized, like that AAA guy, that vegans are forcing, it's just hilarious. Like, no, we're not forcing anyone to be vegan. We give people information, we debunk their nonsense, we show how their misinformation is that misinformation, we show them their logical fallacies. We show them what they're doing has serious moral implications and serious environmental implications for that matter too. But we can't force someone to be vegan. Hey, G-Light. Good to see you, G-Light. Yeah, River Bruin. Or when someone reminds us that there's animal products and some technology like the cell phone screens or whatever. Say we're hypocrites. And yeah, as who pointed out there, it turns out there's not even that crap in there. As I did some research on that too. That kind of crystal display thing, it's not even in cell phones. It's in some other kind of product that most people don't have. So it's just so stupid how people try to throw this crap out there. Oh, you vegans are hypocrites. Like, no, we're just trying our best here. We're trying to not use logical fallacies, and we're trying the best that we can, as far as possible and practicable, to not harm animals, to not be cruel to animals, not exploit animals. So say there was something in here in which there's not. So vegans can't participate in the modern world. We have to use smoke signals or old telephones that hook up to the lines and stuff. You know, we can't have screens. We can't use computers. No, that would not go. Oh, I forgot to hit ding. Thank you. Yeah, Graham, that's what I was trying to imply to AAA. Like, why is he coming here all triggered, huh? Such mental gymnastics. Guilty conscience, most likely, huh? That's what I wonder, why they're so triggered that we exist. Bob keeps you inebriated, Vian Moyman? That's great. I'm not sure if Bob got blocked or not. I just asked him to be quiet, and hopefully you guys, my moderators just timed him out or something. He was timed out great. Yeah, that's why I asked. You know, this whole, I should have done something earlier. This whole argument or justification for discrimination based on religion, not having it. OLM. Good night, people. Keep it calm. Good night to you, too. I'm getting pretty tired, too. I woke up kind of early for me today, like around 8 o'clock. I know some of you guys get up way earlier than that, but I'm pretty chill. I went to the gym and all. Dr. Bear, what do I think of the SAG-AFTRA strike? I fully support them. I do, too. CEOs are going to try to replace all their workers with AI. That's what I heard part of this whole strike is, like trying to sign their rights away to let AI pretty much substitute for actors, either their voices or their physical appearance and stuff. I think we should support any workers fighting back. Yeah, this is so stupid. I can't believe the CEOs are trying to like just say, hey, yeah, we want to replace you. Can you just sign the rights away to that, please? Oh, when's your trip, Peter? When is the vegan camp out? But I agree with you. You shouldn't stay up later than you have to. Try to minimize the jet lag. 8's the perfect wake-up time. Yeah, I'm just not a morning person. I mean, I think I got enough sleep. I probably only got like 7.5 hours of sleep or so. But, yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to sleep, especially like when it's warmer right now. I don't like vegan burgers too much, Graham. Really, I'm not a burger guy. I don't know what it is. If you're a burger fan, totally cool. I'm just not a burger guy. I was never really a burger guy anyway, back before I was, a non-vegan. Alan Papillon. Don't bees pollinate plants? What else would they pollinate? Like cars? Telephone poles, like sidewalks. I mean, what's the point? What's for dinner tonight, AJ? Good question. I'll talk to Angie about it. Yeah, she made us a stir fry, like a tofu stir fry before the live stream. So I'm not sure if she'll want to do Panda Express again. Was it last Friday? I think last Friday we might have got pizza after the live stream. Or was it Saturday? One day last week we got pizza. I can't remember what day it was. We're done with your question. I'm sure you have some kind of link somewhere and good for you, but again, you're using, even if you have an awesome link, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, AAA. I'm just saying, let's just suppose that what you're saying is 100% true, that despite like 7% of the United States population being vegan or vegetarian, the beef industry has not correspondingly dropped beef production. I don't know why, because they're stupid. I don't know why, but just say you're absolutely right. Your facts are 100% true. So what? How does that affect veganism? How does that change anything about my stance against animal cruelty and my personal decision to not consume animal products because of my belief that animals shouldn't be exploited and slaughtered for our eating pleasure, since it's absolutely unnecessary to harm and exploit animals. Instead, I'll eat plants. So let's say what you're saying is true. So you're saying, well, what you're doing is completely useless because the beef industry hasn't changed the numbers of animals they breed into existence. Like, so what? They can't keep doing that forever, or else they'll go bankrupt. This is more and more of us go vegan. So you're trying to say, well, because we haven't created this change to your satisfactions, I don't know why you would be satisfied since you're anti-vegan. Veganism is just basically useless. I might as well not do it because I should just eat meat and dairy all the time because it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. That's the nirvana fallacy, the perfect solution fallacy. So even if what you're saying is true, nonetheless, you're still utilizing the nirvana fallacy. So thanks for coming by, and if you want to come back next week with another approach that doesn't involve the necessity of employing a logical fallacy to try to make your point, you're welcome to come back, AAA, okay? I'm just saying, we're done this week with you. And your point here about the meat industry not adjusting their supply of meat because they're stupid, and that somehow makes veganism debunked. Amy Serrano will be speaking at Nanimo Veg Fest. Like, who's Amy Serrano? That name is sounds really familiar. Okay, of course I'm making an assumption. I'm assuming you're anti-vegan because it's typically like 99% of the time anti-vegans who come to the live stream to debunk veganism and employ such things as either misinformation or logical fallacy. So yeah, maybe you're the 1% of people that come to the live stream and try to talk crap on veganism, and while also simultaneously producing logical fallacies in order to do that. And maybe you're not an anti-vegan and I'm wrong, so I apologize if you're not an anti-vegan. My bad. Okay, I've heard of her before. Yeah, is he anti-meat, huh? What does River Rune say here? It's not about immediate harm reduction, even though that would be awesome. Why act like a movement is a static, stagnant thing? Exactly. There's an overproduction now, but harm reduction will come if it's not already here. It's saying, no, just don't do anything, because, it's like saying, why even do anything to try to prevent, like, say, climate change or something? Why even bother using, this is simple as things. Why even bother using an LED light bulb when you could use something like an old incandescent bulb that's like 100 times less efficient? Just don't do anything, you can't make a difference. Just don't do a damn thing. See, if that's the attitude, then we should do nothing ever different. Just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like everything's futile. Anyway, let's get back to the questions here. Now, G-Light, nothing's perfect. I know, all these people, I see all these movements. Any movement for anything, vegan movements, LGBTQ movements, nothing's perfect, but the people try to like bag on them all, trash them all because there's some imperfection happening. Nothing's perfect. We live in an imperfect world. There's no such thing as perfection other than as an ideal in the human mind. That's the only place perfection exists. It doesn't exist out in the real world or in the universe anywhere. Alan, you think it's okay to eat honey? Well, again, Alan, let's look at the definition of veganism here. It's not the Nirvana fallacy, veganism. Let's look at it one more time. Everyone get your drinks ready, get your booze, get your water. Let's do it. It's a philosophy of way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So the key words you need to take away from this, Alan, are exploitation. If a bee and it's just bees' existence, what are they here to do? They make honey, amongst other things. They pollinate, and in the process they're bringing their work back with them to the hive to produce honey. And if a human comes and takes their work away from them, like, why did they produce honey in the first place? They need it for bee stuff. It's their property. They made it for bees. Bee business. It helps their health of themselves, their colonies, so on and so forth. And if a human comes and takes their hard work away from them to sell it to others to make money, that's exploitation. We could look up the definition of exploitation. It's basically saying unfairly using the work of someone else to improve or better yourself. That's the definition of exploitation. So if you truly believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, why would you not extend that to the bees? Just curious. I'm just curious, why bees? It's okay to F with them all you want, exploit them all you want. Totally cool. Slam dunk. Yeah, high five. Exploit bees. Woohoo. Tell me why that's okay. It's okay to do that to bees, but like other animals, no. Just kind of curious. Yeah, Bobby brings up a good point for a change. You don't hear me say that too often. Yeah, there's plenty of sweeteners you can use that aren't honey. I mean, I have agave and maple syrup just for starters here. There's all kinds of plant syrups like date syrup and stuff like that. What's that, Peter? Have I ever heard of the Bee Movie? No, an animated movie that says we need to see all the bee honey, otherwise they will produce an overabundance and will hurt everyone else. What? So we need to, wait, I don't understand this, Peter. If I understand what you're saying right, you're saying that if we don't take the honey away from the bees, they'll produce too much honey and it'll just spill out and we'll all be harmed. Is that what you're saying? Is that what they're saying, Peter? Wow. Yeah, molasses. Exactly. There's another sweetener. Yeah, Bob, agave is one of my faves. That's what I put in my oatmeals. Yeah, you can get it anywhere. Like Trader Joe's has a maple agave, and all the other markets have just regular agave. Well, Peter, I never thought that. So people are so excited. They love their bee honey and exploitation so much, then we got to take the honey from them. We have to, or else they'll produce too much honey. It'll just spill out. It'll cover all our highways, our houses. There'll be honey everywhere unless the humans take the bee honey from them. That is ridiculous. You have stupid animated movies made by DreamWorks saying that the bees make honey for us. If we don't take it, they'll stop pollinating the flowers. What? Are you serious? What movie is this, Peter? Is this like a Disney DreamWorks movie? This sounds like, I thought it was just some stupid guy on YouTube or something like that. You're saying DreamWorks Disney has some kind of movie saying we have to take the bee honey or else they're going to stop pollinating for us? Are you serious? This is crazy. Yeah, what movie is that, huh? Yeah, was that funded by Big Honey? Yeah, what a ridiculous premise for a movie. That was a premise, but it's some theme to extract from the movie, huh? Ellen, who cares if we don't take all their honey? You shouldn't take any of their honey. Again, even if you took like 10% of their honey it's theirs. What gives you the right, Alan, to determine, hey, you're so much cooler than the bees that I'm going to let them do all this work, then I'm just going to take a certain percentage, a percentage that I feel comfortable with, a percentage that I feel justified. I mean, you're still taking their work. You're still exploiting them. Let's look at the definition of exploit. Because you obviously, first of all, remember, veganism is about it being against animal cruelty and exploitation. And let me remind you, bees are animals. So let's look up the definition. Let's see, exploit. Okay, look at right here. Number 1, the action or fact of treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from their work. The exploitation of migrant workers, the exploitation of bees. You are treating someone unfairly. You're taking their work. It says right here, in order to benefit from their work. What is their work? They produce honey. And what's it for? It's for bees. Like, do you think bees invented honey so that humans, like thousands of years, millions of years later, will come and start taking their honey from them? No, they produce it for bee business, bee stuff. You're unfairly taking their work. So if you think it's justified, then you obviously are okay with the concept. I'm sorry, I went to the wrong place here. Then you're obviously okay with animal cruelty and exploitation, because that is a slam dunk, black and white, textbook case of exploitation, taking someone's work from them. But you feel like, oh, if you take a small percentage, well, okay, well, let's say you can exploit people to certain degrees, and it's okay. See, you're on a slippery slope here. What if you just only eat one animal a month? Is that okay because you're exploiting fewer animals than if you're eating them every day? See what I'm saying? It's a slippery slope. Either you're against cruelty and exploitation or you're not. That's the way I see it, at least. How can you kind of be sort of okay, like, okay, if it's a cow, pig, or chicken, okay, no exploitation. But bees, I'm gonna exploit them. That's totally cool. I understand how you split how you selectively choose your cruelty and exploitation. Yeah, it's like a mafia taking a percentage of the action. Exactly, huh, Uncle? Exactly. Well, I'm gonna exploit you. I'm gonna take my cut. The cut that I feel is justified. I'm not gonna negotiate with you bees. I'm just gonna come and take my 10 or 20%. I'm gonna be cool, because a total jerk would come and take it all. But I'm gonna be the cool exploiter. I'm gonna be the nice one that leaves a little bit for you guys. AJ, these lives are like a good college class. Cool. I'm really glad you think so. River Rune says, it's the bees' only food, and it's their vomited up nectar. We only ever thought we wanted it because it has been sold to us with omissions and lies since we were little. Exactly. It's exploitation. It's like, it couldn't be more clear that this is exploitation. I mean, yeah, it seems like a slam dunk case of exploitation, given we just pulled up the definition of exploitation. Yeah, uncle, and bees have little stingers to sting us with to protect their honey, right? Protect the hive and their honey. It's that important to them that they evolved this painful little stinger thing to defend themselves and their honey. Just saying. Well, Alan, if there's some honey in medicine, great. Let's look at the definition again. A way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable. Well, you don't have to have honey. It's totally easy. It's not like necessary. Like you're saying, without honey you die. No, you can have agave nectar. You can put in a different sweetener. But yeah, medicine. If you need a medicine in order to function in life, that's different. And that the vegan society, if we scroll down a little further, makes it absolutely clear. We're not saying to avoid medications that you need in order to function in life as far as possible and practicable. And you can survive just fine without ever eating honey. It's not like a matter of life and death, but some of us need to take medications in order to function. And all medications have gone through an FDA testing process, which unfortunately tests on animals. So one would think maybe, vegans can't use medicines. No, we don't want to die. We need to function in life. We're not supposed to die. Think how stupid the rest of the world would look at us if, all these vegans are so stupid, they're not even taking their medicines, they'd rather die. We'd be a death cult, some kind of suicide cult. We are a cult, but we're not a death cult or a suicide cult. That's crazy and dangerous and extreme. If you see anyone ever advocating that veganism requires that in certain circumstances you need to die for the cause, run, because that person is evil and crazy. Dr. Bear, yeah, Bob says there should be an exception for psychedelic honey, though. Are you serious or joking? Dr. Bear says, or you could just stick with psychedelic mushrooms and not exploit the bees. Ever think about that? That seems way easier. Anyway, Omar J. So you think we stop having kids? Are you the guy that comes every week and makes a new username? I have no idea. That doesn't make any grammatical sense. That we have people that understand the English language, such as myself and others, that can't understand that. So you think we stop having kids? I forgive you if you're not a native English speaker, but I'm sorry. I apologize. Maybe my reaction was a little too harsh, just because I'm a little pissed off right now from the many trolls we've had tonight. So sorry, Omar. Just rephrase your question again. You're probably not a native English speaker. Try it one more time. All right? My bad. I apologize. Yeah, so John Stephen has a nice list of sweeteners that don't involve taking the work away from bees. Agave, molasses, date syrup, maple syrup, fruit jams, jelly. List goes on. Yeah, Uncle, and I wonder what medicines are made out of honey. I'm just saying, even if there were honey in some medicines, if you need to take your medicine, take your medicine. But you don't need to eat honey. You're not going to die without eating honey. Vian Moyman, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Carl raises a good point. If they're talking about me, I haven't started having kids, so technically I can't stop having kids yet. Yeah, it's logically impossible for me to stop having kids since I haven't started having kids. That's cute, AJ. A sign on your lawn that says, "Pardon the weeds, I'm feeding the bees." Yeah, our yard here is very pollinator friendly. I see the bees out all the time. We have more butterflies in our yard than any other yard in our neighborhood. Yeah, our yard is a refuge for all the bees and pollinators. We did it that way on purpose. Yeah, we don't even have a lawn really. We just have it's like a little wild garden of sorts. We try to keep it under control, but kind of nature's taken we planted a lot of plants a long time ago. Most of them died, but the ones that left, they're doing well. And it's just kind of, it's a pretty garden. People trip out at it all the time. We get compliments all the time. It kind of breaks up the monotony of all the grass lawns, which you shouldn't really have here. Yeah, where you're at, AJ, yeah, you get the rain and all that. We live in a desert here, This is not the environment for lawns. Yeah, it's like the loaded question, huh, Dr. Bear? Have you stopped beating your wife? Yeah, and back to what I said earlier, Dr. Bear, no one needs to be the martyr for the vegan cause. How about being sweet to the bees, Uncle? That's what we are. We're nice to the bees. Peter, golf courses are really for insects and bees? Are they? I don't go golfing. Are golf courses pollinator friendly? I thought they're just giant sheets of grass and not a lot of pollinating plants. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I don't golf. AJ, uh-oh. Are we getting some double entendres here? Let's see. Peter's telling us that the carnivore MD, Paul Saladino, believes you need to eat raw honey to live. Well, how come I'm not dead yet? Tell Paul Saladino, ask him that one. How come we're not dead yet if you need it to live? Like you need water to live, you need oxygen to live, you need to eat some food to live. You don't need to eat honey to live, let alone raw honey. Like, what the hell is he talking about? Muthu Leon, yeah, those landslides are worrying. I mean, we're safe here. We're not anywhere near that whole geographic complex where those hills and landslides are. But we have some relatives who live not too far from there. I mean, not like right there, but you know, they're up higher in the hill, off a little bit, and they're probably pretty tripped out right now, like wondering how far can this go, you know? So yeah, we're concerned for them. They just got a new house like a couple years ago. So that is just cross our fingers, they're gonna be cool. John, it's that hot, huh? The water coming out of your faucet is scorching. Yeah. That's cute, Graham, watching corgis playing in the park right now, doing this live stream. So Alan says, you personally don't eat honey. All right, cool. You just don't see a distinction in exploiting for honey or pollinate. What do you mean a distinction? How can you take the work away from a bee and that's not exploitation? They didn't make it for you, Alan, or other people. They made it for the bees in their colony, the health of their colony. That's why they make honey. So how is taking that away from them not exploiting? Consider you're taking it away from them to do something that will benefit you, either to sell it or just eat it directly. That's exploitation. You're taking their work away from them. So how is that not exploitation? I know you don't see it as that. That's fine. You know, that's cool. I can't tell you how to see things, but how do you rationalize that? How is that not exploitation if you're unfairly taking the work away from someone else? Just let me know. Dr. Burr, yeah, bees are already pollinating. That's what they've been programmed to do by nature. But giving honey to humans, that's something we force them to do. Exactly. They don't want to give us their honey. They have no intention. Their whole intention is to produce honey for themselves. They don't sit there, you know, those humans are pretty cool. Let's give them some of our honey. We don't mind. No, they're making it for themselves. Nature has programmed them over millions of years to produce honey for their colony, for their hive, for them. Then the humans think, oh, we're so cool, we're bitching, we're just gonna come and take their honey and screw the bees. You know, that's it. That's the attitude of exploitation. If you can be so blasé, Alan, is that your name, about this? Yeah, Alan, if you can be so blasé and flippant about exploiting bees, taking their honey away from them because it's for them, not for us. If you can be so flippant about that, makes me wonder, like, how flippant can you be about other clear examples of animal cruelty and exploitation? I mean, I agree. Yeah, there's a difference in consciousness and sentience between a bee and a pig and a cow. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, they're all animals, and if you truly are against animal cruelty and exploitation, why make an exception there? Uncle, the nude beach, that's from the 70s, huh? That's where Abalone Cove is now, am I correct? Yeah, now it's not, there's no more nude beaches there. Now the city owns it and you have to pay like $10 to park or something like that. Flippant is a good word, Viet Moyman. Yes, thank you. I don't know if Paul Saladino is an angel compared to the Liver King, Bob, but I guess he's a little better, but that's not saying much. The Liver King is such a low bar. It's really not saying much to say that one just like a grifting meat eater influencer is not as bad as the other one. Isn't really saying all that much, but he's definitely not an angel compared. Yeah, Peter, I saw in on Oahu, the island I don't want to live on. Yeah, they do have a Disney resort there. I was just watching Lisa, happiest vegan on earth. I was watching her trip there just to see what it's all about. I didn't even know what island it was on before that, so now I know a little bit about it. I guess if we ever feel like we're missing Disney, we can always go there. Maybe Carl. I don't know what he's talking about. Bill, you got gnats bugging you? Damn. Yeah, no gnats in here, fortunately. Hey, Ryan Post, what's up? Just doing a little live stream. I'm going to end it pretty soon. My voice is getting thrashed. I guess I did a lot of yelling tonight. No, Bill's here on the West Coast, right, Bill? I thought you were. All right, so any more questions? Because I got to start splitting, getting some dinner had. I'm starting to feel it now from getting up early and going to the gym today, basketball. So I'll do a couple more easy questions. Easy meaning I don't want to go down any long roads here. Dr. Bear, yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, almost done with this project that we started last week. The plumber's got to come back tomorrow because when he was doing Angie's toilet and bathroom, he saw when we were flushing my toilet in my bathroom, the one that's been working, it's still leaking. They fixed the floor and the tile a couple years ago, but they didn't send a plumber. Our contractor, I don't know why he didn't send a plumber over, and the plumbing issue that caused all that was never addressed. So our plumber saw it last week, and he came by a couple days ago to see exactly what's going on, pulled the toilet, and he's come back tomorrow to put in a new pipe. He's going to remove the old cast iron one, put in a new one, set the toilet up correctly, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I will never have to deal with a sinking toilet again, because at one point here, in both of our bathrooms, both toilets were sinking. Like, how many people ever had a sinking toilet? I had 2 at a time, So anyway, I'll hopefully be done with that, unless I get it in a future place I live in. So it's been kind of stressful. Yeah, the floor guys came by today to fix the dishwasher that they accidentally broke the handle off of when they were here last Thursday or Friday. So it's been a stressful few days, So, stressful week, basically. We're tired. Yeah, guitar playing. I haven't done too much guitar playing, but I'm working on a remix for an Italian electronica artist right now. My old label hooked me up with it, so working on that. Hey, Gretchen Karma. Is that the Gretchen Karma, our old buddy from Long Beach who now lives far away from us? Hey, Gretchen. Hey, Ryan. I was just about to have dinner. What you having? Hey, yeah, let's see, for you right now, it'd be early morning, right? You're on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, right? Let's see. Yeah, we don't know yet. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to have. To be honest with you, I'm quite hungry and tired right now, so we're ready for a big dinner. Maybe we'll make one of the recipes in Angie's book, the Tuscan kale pilaf, which is easy. We put it all in the pressure cooker. Wild rice, some sun-dried tomatoes. Let's see, what else is in there? Kale and some spices. Put some beans in afterwards, and maybe we'll just heat that up. Oh, you're in Torrance now. Okay, so it's not the other side. Are you living out here now, or are you living in Europe? I thought you were living in Europe. If you're out here, that's cool. Yeah, just let me know. I'm just kind of curious. Are you just visiting, or do you live here? Graham, will I sell my house when I move to Hawaii? Hell yeah, I don't want to have 2 houses. Yeah, I'm not moving anytime soon, in case anyone joined in. It's a long-term plan. Long-term meaning, it could happen as soon as next year. I assign maybe a 10% chance to next year, but as each year goes on, I should probably be hopeful if I can pull this off financially and everything. With like in 2 to 5 or 6 years. But I'm watching the property values like go up and up, so hopefully I don't get priced out. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. You never know how the markets are all going to work in a few years. But yeah, I will sell my house. My plan is to sell it, and that'll be part of like my my retirement income, if you want to look at it like that, you know. Not to say I'll be retired, but, you know, put it into like some high dividend yield thing or something like that. Yeah, it would be Torrance, California, Uncle. Oh, is that his name in The Shining, Jack Torrance? I need to watch that again. That's an awesome movie. He's back? I don't see anyone that's back. Let me take a look here. He must have got banned or something, because I don't see anyone that shouldn't be here right now. Ooh, blue herons. Yeah, Angie loves herons. That's, I think, her favorite bird. We have blue herons, white herons, gray herons. I've never heard of pickup limes. Huh. I'll keep my eyes open for them. Red broom, yeah. So any other questions before I venture off into the evening to join Angie and have some food, get my voice back? I didn't realize I must have been shouting tonight. I usually don't lose my voice like this, so I really must have been pissed off a couple times. Oh boy. Let's see, I'm just reading over your comments right here. Oh, speaking of sinking toilets, Jana, one of our old apartments had a sinking toilet. Actually, it was the floor that was sinking around. That's what happened. The floor sinking, the toilet going down with it. Yeah, that was the haunted house we rented with a shared kitchen and bathroom. Oh my God. Wow, you're trying to move to Long Beach? Oh, cool. You're coming back. Awesome. Yeah, let us know. Yeah, I still see you on the old Facebook, so you can always... message me there. Start a thread, so you can't DM on there. But yeah, just find me on Facebook. Yeah, that'd be cool. Be good to see you again. Cool. Yeah, we'll probably be here as long as, you know, it's in the next like 4 years or so. We should be here. Members only live stream. Yeah. Thanks for asking, Peter. Yeah, Angie expressed extreme interest. She's the one that brought it up this time. She wants to do it now, especially because we have so many Happy Fam channel members now. So yeah, sometime after today, I'll get together with her. It probably won't be tomorrow because I just did this today. So yes, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. Yeah, I don't believe we have any big plans next week. Knock on wood. Yeah, I can't think of anywhere I got to be next week. Any appointments or obligations or anything like that where I need to be somewhere. A song, man, I haven't been playing much guitar. The remix I was doing this week for the Italian artist, it was more electronic, more synthesizers and stuff. But let me see if I can just screw around really quickly. All right, let's see. I feel a pressure to actually play something. Maybe. Let's see. Wow, no picks? No picks. Wow, I gotta play jazz then or something. Let's see, here's some picks. Anyway, that's just me screwing around right now. Don't take that as any indication of my level of being able to play guitar. Anyway. Jana, no, we're not going to buy an RV and travel the country. No, not at all. No, just hopefully move to Hawaii and be super chill. Oh wow, we got 5 gifts of Happy Fam memberships here. Let's see who's getting them here. Thanks so much, AJ. So our next live stream will be better. Our next Happy Fam member only live stream, which we're planning to do sometime in the next, before this next Friday live stream. Let's see who got them here. We got Sage Fire Studio, Annoying but Morally Consistent, Nana Rocks, Heidi Chadwick, and Just Be Vegan. Yo, awesome. Thanks, guys. You guys are going to have, I think, memberships for a month, free memberships. So you get like exclusive content like the vlogs that Angie makes and the member only live stream, which we will get done for you by next Friday. Do I have pics with love spirals on them? No, these are just Fender mediums. You can probably see the little Fender logo right there. I was playing Over the Hills. I was trying to play Over the Hills and Far Away from Led Zeppelin. But again, I like to warm up when I play. I'll just play little slow notes and chords, and I'll play something more challenging like that, maybe like 5-10 minutes into warming up. So I always screw up when I just try to play something kind of difficult without getting all the joints loose and everything. Anyway, if you want to get one of these Vegan Cult member tees, I see our Streamlabs bot there is just chatted out to you. Vegan Cult member tee at merch.happyhealthyvegan.org. So get one. Proudly display that, yes, vegans are a cult, and Ryan at Happy Healthy Vegan is indeed the cult leader. Let's see. Rob Schneider is a knucklehead. Oh, gee, I missed out on the context of that one, Bill. Yeah, hopefully I'll get some more guitar playing in now that all the major construction's over. We still have big projects to do. Don't get me wrong. We still need to get our house painted. The exteriors, it was painted in 2005, and our contractor looked over some of it. He said they didn't do it right. They didn't scrape all the decaying paint. They should have prepped it better. Should have lasted a little bit longer. We got to paint that, so that's gonna be a big deal. I said let's just do that maybe next year. I'm in no hurry. It's gonna probably be expensive too, so just kind of save up for that. Got to paint the interior sometime before we leave because it's been a long time. So we got more projects to do, but we're over the hump. We already fixed our roofs, the garage and the house, which were both leaking really bad. Fix the kitchen floor, the bathroom floors, sinking toilets. Those are the biggest issues. If we ever were to move, you can't sell the house with sinking toilets and a cracked kitchen floor. Let's see. Gretchen, you'd like to take us to Disneyland someday? You can hold the camera. Awesome. I think we're going to go twice more before our season passes expire, our SoCal residence pass. Then we have to debate if we're going to renew them. We have to do that soon. Our passes expire at the end of August, so we got to start figuring out, is it worth it or not to go? Because they're really, I get really angry there sometimes because there's just so many people. There's so many. You're just crowded like cattle. I feel like an animal there. It's like I'm an introvert. I don't like being in crowded places, which is one reason I really want to move to Hawaii. I want to move, like I said this a million times. I want to move to somewhere where there's fewer people and more nature. Like everywhere you go here is always a ton of people. It's not enough to go around. Anything, concert tickets, nature, it's just always overcrowded. So I want to live somewhere where we're not close to a giant population center. I just want to be more, just somewhere more, just chill than here. I've been here. I've been living in cities my whole life, and I kind of want to live somewhere more chill later on. So this is the plan. Hopefully it all works out. Hopefully I don't get priced out of where I want to go. Just not trying to think about it too much. But in the meantime, fixing some problems in our home that have been dragging us down mentally for years. We didn't fully realize until now that these problems are fixed. Wow, we actually feel happier in our house. Our house is we didn't realize it, like a depression prison of sorts. Just sitting here, just seeing all the problems and not having the ability to fix them or the desire to fix them. I'm glad we did it finally. I'm surprised we waited as long as we did. But yeah, we feel much mentally just happier now. We don't feel as depressed in our house. Yeah, Heidi, you get it. Fewer people, more nature. That's the goal. Yeah, but Disneyland just kind of gets me kind of crazy sometimes, Gretchen. I would say out of maybe 5 trips, 3 of them I'm pretty agitated the whole time. One, I'm okay, and one time I'll be happy. I go, we had a great time. That's about 1 out of 5 times. But it'll be different if we're there with a friend or someone we know. We experience it differently. But still, it's so crowded. I just don't like all the people everywhere, having to dodge them, and they walk into me all the time. I don't know how people don't see a 6.5 foot dude walking at them, people bumping into me. They don't even say sorry. You know, it's kind of, you see the side of humanity that I don't like often. But the good thing about Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, tons of vegan food there. That's why we keep going and renewing our passes. It's just kind of a fun little way to get out, spend a little afternoon or an evening or morning, depending if we get up really early and if there's tickets. Yeah, Dr. Barry, you went to Disneyland last year in July. Very crowded. Yeah, always had to wait at least an hour to go on rides. Yeah, we barely go on rides because it's not worth it, you know. Uncle, now we can have you over for dinner. No, we would have got your way, especially this time of year, Uncle. You're in that cool breeze of Torrance, you know. It's like 10 degrees. What was the high temperature there today, Uncle? Because it was in the 80s here. I think I saw it up to like 84 here. Did it even like break 75 in Torrance? Let me know. But yeah, we want to come out your way this time of year because yeah, you got the best weather in Southern California. That's how you feel at the gym when it's crowded. Yeah, that's one reason why I don't go in the evenings. Yeah, I'm fortunate I'm able to work it out with my weird schedule and stuff that I can go like in the like 10 o'clock in the morning-ish kind of time. You know, it's way more chill. But yeah, I know when I go in the evenings or on weekends, like, so agitated. Especially when I go play basketball. There's like way too many people there. 75 degrees, Uncle. Yeah, we're coming to your area, bro. Don't come out here and bake. Yeah, Disneyland's got great vegan options, and Disney California Adventure, the park right next to it, even better than Disneyland. They changed the options throughout the year. What is it like in British Columbia? Very chill, few people, and lots of nature. Yeah, I know about that. That sounds amazing too. Yeah, maybe so, but yeah, I think moving to Canada would even be trickier than moving to Hawaii, especially for the rest of my life, becoming a citizen and all that stuff. Yeah, San Diego has great weather by the book. I know that. Yeah, I was thinking about moving there about maybe 15 years ago or so. Kind of wish I did now in a certain sense. But anyway, I have a new plan. I'm going to try to make it happen. Wow, that's pretty bad, Jana. No, Alaska's not going to do. I don't want to live somewhere that crazy bad weather is, you know, cold and snow and all that kind of thing. No. Let's see, Dr. Bear, do you think I might be interested in responding to the woke leftist anti-vegan podcast episode? Yeah. How can you send me a link? Do you follow me on any social media, Dr. Bear, like Instagram or Twitter or something like that? If not, I could paste my user page on there or something like that. Because yeah, you can't paste a link here, but what you could do is paste the title. If it's a YouTube video, just paste the title, and I'll just search for it on YouTube. It'll come up. But yeah, sorry, you can't paste a link unless you are a moderator. Uncle, Disney's admission to get in the park was $1 when it first opened. Yeah, but then you had to pay to get on the ride. So they tried to make it easy for people to come and just hang out, you know, if you want to bring the family, but to ride the rides, that's where they got you. So it was a different business model back then. Yeah, I hear you, Dan. Yeah, Disney seems to think most vegan meals have to involve eating some kind of fake meat, hence their reliance on Impossible meat and burgers and stuff. Yeah, I wish it was Beyond too, but yeah, it's just kind of funny. They almost always make it have some kind of meat. I know about San Luis Obispo. I was thinking about moving to Los Osos, Morro Bay, but after this last winter here that we had, where it rained all year up until like May, and the clouds were, you know, present every day. I don't want more of that. I know it's even worse up there. But yeah, before this year, San Luis Obispo area was high on my places I was looking at for living. And I still might. If I get priced out of Hawaii, I'll see what it's like in that Morro Bay area. Omar, what vegan careers would there be in Hawaii? I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Making music, vegan YouTube, that kind of thing. I wasn't gonna like try to find a new career. I'm old. I'm kind of like transitioning myself into like stepping up, like kind of more semi-retirement, you know, kind of. Not to say that'll change what I do, just trying to set up so I'll be a little bit more financially secure once I move, you know. That's what I'm working towards right now as well. Walt Disney must be turning in his grave. Why is that? With all the vegan options? Oh, Walt Disney's frozen body is hidden under the theme park. There's all sorts of crazy Walt Disney rumors and urban legends, Peter. Don't believe them. Oh, that's nice. G Light, you saw a beautiful blue jay. Nice. Yeah, Gretchen, SoCal is expensive. That's why people say you think about moving to Hawaii, isn't it really expensive there? Yeah, it's like here. It's not a heck of a lot different. I hear people complain, it's $10 for a gallon of milk. Well, not a problem here. We're vegan, so yeah, not a problem. Okay, Dr. Bear, there it is. The podcast title is Post-Veganism Beyond the Diet. Are they vegans? And is it on YouTube, or is it a podcast? Like it's harder. I hope it's on YouTube because it's easier to respond to like a video than it is audio podcast. It's kind of, to me, it seems kind of boring for the audience. Let me look it up here. Okay, it doesn't look like it's on YouTube, huh? Just like a regular podcast. I'll listen to it. If I don't respond to it, I'll try to check it out. So thanks for sending me that. And they're not vegans. Interesting. Post-veganism beyond the diet. Huh. It's not a diet. Really weird. Maybe I'll check it out. Sounds like, yeah, we can correct some issues about it being a diet, not being a diet. It's just an audio podcast. Okay, well, thanks, Dr. Brown. I'll check it out. It might be, yeah, let's see. I'll probably have time for one more video next week. That's what I usually do, like one video and then one Friday live stream. So I'll see what it's going to be because Peter has me set up a lot of stuff. So I have a backlog of videos to check out from Peter. Oh, that's nice, Uncle, feeding the hummingbird. See, vegans love animals. Let's see, so that podcast was really annoying. They aren't vegan, but they are criticizing vegan activism, among other wrong things and fallacies. They said, okay, maybe I'll check it out. Okay. Like, how come vegans can't be activists and vegans commit fallacies? I want to see these fallacies because all I'm seeing as far as fallacies go is when the anti-vegans come here and try to debunk veganism, or when they make videos that I respond to. Interesting. All right, any more last minute thingies before I go? Thingies. That's how tired I am now. I'm saying thingies. Any last minute questions or comments? And I got to get going. Oh, thanks, G-Light. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks to everyone. It was great seeing you guys. It was great to have for a few moments there. We had Tracy, Uncle, and Peter, all three of our moderators on at the same time. There's nothing wrong with vegan activism, Gretchen. It's only anti-vegans and non-vegans who have a problem with vegan activism. You've probably heard this line before. I have no problem with vegans. I have no problem with you vegans. Just, I don't want to hear from you vegans. So it's like, oh, you just want us to be second-class citizens and not be able to speak. You don't like us to say things that you might not hear, like when you hear it, you might not like. So yeah, that's it. That's the problem with vegan activism. People don't like what we're saying because they know it makes them uncomfortable. They know that we're living a life that's in accordance with our moral principles of not harming animals, I should say not exploiting animals, not exploiting and no cruelty and exploitation of animals. And anyone who's not a complete psycho or sociopath knows that animal cruelty and exploitation is wrong. Who says, yeah, I love going out and harming animals? I mean, few people do, hunters and psychopaths, not to say they're mutually exclusive or anything. But what I'm saying is, they know, that harming animal cruelty and exploitation is not cool. It's not nice. But they understand that they try to rationalize. Well, they got to do it in order to eat. Because what could you do? You die. Then they see vegans that don't die. In fact, we're doing quite fine typically, and it's not just my opinion. It's the opinion of health organizations. Then it brings up all this cognitive dissonance. They get upset about us. They get triggered and they take it out on us. So anyway, that's it in a nutshell there. Veganism is not a boycott, Dr. Bear. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not a boycott. It's not a political thing or an economic thing. It's a stance against animal... Oops. Get your drinks ready one last time tonight, guys. Let's It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. We're not boycotting animal products. We simply don't consume them, because if we are consistent with our belief that it's wrong to exploit animals, wrong to be cruel to animals, how could you be consistent and consume them? It's like saying someone who doesn't rape is boycotting raping people. No, I have the belief, just like it's wrong to exploit and be cruel to animals, it's wrong to rape other people. So what do? I don't rape other people. Why? Because it would be inconsistent. I would be a hypocrite. I'm not like boycotting raping people. I just don't do it because it's wrong according to my moral beliefs. Same thing. Veganism is not a boycott. That's ridiculous. I mean, to the outsider, they might see it as a boycott, but it's just, why would I consume an animal product if I find it disgusting and the way it was obtained is through cruelty and exploitation? Why would I? Of course, you could look at it as a boycott. I'm not going to, just like poop. If I see some poop on the floor, I'm not going to eat it. It's gross. It's disgusting. It wasn't created through cruelty and exploitation, but it's still gross and disgusting, just like meat is to me. My perception of meat and poop are the same. They're disgusting. So they're saying I'm boycotting eating poop? No, it's something I don't consider ever going into my mouth because they're both gross. You summed it up there, Graham. People would just rather criticize vegans than just simply educate themselves or talk to someone like me. Just talk to a vegan who has thought all these issues through, rather than these fools that Dr. Bear sent me, these anti-vegans just trying to make stuff up and try to think on their own. It sounds like it's not working that well. I hate it when I see these non-vegans and anti-vegans like Neil deGrasse Tyson try to think on their own, and they haven't thought about it that much or that long. It's really obvious to someone like me who's thought about this stuff for years. Just call me up, get me on the podcast, and we can talk about this stuff, and you'll have tight definitions of what veganism is. You'll have explanations for what veganism is not. So it sucks when these people just get together and just make up a bunch of crap and they don't know what they're talking about. They just kept saying our ancestors, though. Who gives a crap about our ancestors? Who gives a crap what your grandfather ate or what you fantasize your ancestors ate 10,000 years ago? Who cares? That's not our world right now. It's just so ridiculous. But my ancestors, though. What? My ancestors were meat eaters, though, as well. Who gives a crap? I mean, how does that make any difference? My ancestors didn't wear sunscreen and died at the age of 30. So what? It doesn't mean you should. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. My ancestors. Wow, Dr. Bear. This is crazy. All right, you got me interested now. you got me interested. I'll check it out. Oh, man. Anyway, guys, I guess I should really do it this time. I remember I thanked all our moderators. I will do once more. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Uncle. And thanks, Tracy, for being on earlier. And thanks to everyone for making this a wonderful Friday night podcast once again. Again, we do this every night, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We talk all things vegan, and we even let anti-vegans come and try their best to try to debunk veganism. They really think they got something on it, on us, whatever. We'll listen to them. We'll listen to one argument, one example, and then respond with evidence-based information and critical thinking, as always. So yeah, join us every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Whatever time it is right now, basically subtract 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and you'll be with us all the time. And yeah, look forward to a members only live stream. So if you want to get on that, if you didn't get gifted one of the memberships tonight from AJ, you can hit the link in the show description. It's $1.99, helps keep us doing our vegan activism here. It helps us out a lot, seriously, guys. We guys know we are a small channel. Even though we have a lot of subscribers, we're a small channel still. Most of those guys haven't seen a video of ours in like 5-6 years. So we appreciate all your support. We appreciate your support. It doesn't have to be financial. Just appreciating us. We appreciate you appreciating us. Just being cool to us, watching our content, commenting, being here in the live streams. It really means a lot to us to have developed this wonderful community that I look forward to seeing every time we premiere a new video, every time we do a live stream. So yeah, we'll have a members only one on in a few days. I'm not sure exactly when yet. I'm guessing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll make a post on our community tab to give you some heads up if we know ahead of time. If not, we just might surprise you. I'm not sure. I can't promise you how it's going to go, but Angie's motivated. So if you want to get in, click the link in the show description, or just click the join button right by the subscribe button. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here with me, all of us together. It's really, Friday is my favorite day of the week. Go to the gym, play basketball, hang out with you guys, talk about veganism, kick trolls off. It's fun. It's my idea of a fun Friday night. I must be weird and old, huh? Anyway, guys, thank you so much. What's up, Peter? Try not to surprise you, Ryan, because I might be out. Okay, I'll try not to surprise you with the time. I'll try to have Angie and me, I'll try to figure out ahead of time. Try to give you at least 24 hours or a day ahead of time for the members only live stream. Because, yeah, we want you to be there, Peter, for sure. Because you've been the one pushing us to do it. So we'll do it before you go to the vegan camp out, okay? All right, guys, thanks so much. Thanks, everyone. And remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. All right, peace out, guys. See you soon. Where's my button? Here, guys. Bye-bye.